when I'm handling meat or putting crap in my hair.
That sounds disgusting, but like when you see the vision of
it's not far off.
It's not far off.
Hey guys, we lost 200 viewers because we're playing golf.
That's fair.
So I go, okay, well you give me some gold and I'll give you your daughter back.
Wait, did you kidnap his daughter?
Yes, I did. But how is he supposed to learn?
How old are you people?
Built into the mid-tray says rough.
So you go bum 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 bum.
Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so therefore I can't do a trick on anything. I'm just gonna turn tricks.
Very wholesome and lovely. And then Nick had to go and spoil it by just throwing the thing in the gutter.
Raj, he'll fuck your shit up. Hey, I'm Nick Boy. Welcome to Pock-art for Thursday, the 10th of September. Tonight on the show, 4 best friends talk about video games. A new friend gets quizzed about friends, but it's just a game between friends. It's nothing serious. And we make logos for our paying friends. That's you. But I can't do it alone, so I'm joined by my friends, including
Gus, who's wearing his hat backwards to stand out and be different from the rest of the hosts.
And Steph, who was excited to have a reason to wear clothes on the top and the bottom at least once a week now.
And Peter, who's disappointed that Steph has a reason to wear clothes on both the top and the bottom for at least a week. It's devastating.
And in the interest of good taste, Pete is the only person who can make that joke on this show. She's my wife. But what was funny is the 30 seconds before we went live, Steph, where you did the thing I've been avoiding all night.
Oh yeah, okay. So we know we debuted these pocket mugs, right?
It's a funny noise coming from yours.
Yes. So I put a bunch of M&Ms in this one because the bowls that we have were too big. So I was like, well, I'll put it in one of the pockety mugs. Great. And then Peter poured a bunch of wine into his pockety mug. So I've been
Like an animal.
But fluids in his mug.
I've been putting my hand into this mug to get the M&Ms out, and then right as we were going live, I shoved my whole hand into a mug of wine and was like, ah!
But I like that moment for you going, what's that doing in there? It's just like,
And then it was, oh God, no, I put my hand in a cup of water. Oh God, it's wine. And then Pete goes, oh God, it's everywhere. Also, I just said this and it came out and then I thought about it. I said, how dare, Pete put fluids in a mug. Is it fluids when it doesn't come out of a living thing? It's liquids, right? What's the difference between a fluid and a liquid?
That's a good point.
I wonder if
The
there's
nature of something
scientists in
being fluid implies that it moves.
But they can be referred to as fluids.
Yeah.
So you're right, you get fluids when you're sick. They hook you up to an IV and you have fluids. So whether or not it's intravenous and extravenous.
Let's take this a little deeper. Are grapes alive? And therefore it's a fluid anyway.
Oh, right. Wow.
Sorry,
I go. Yeah, okay, good. Sure. Because, right, you're saying because it's the inside of a grape, and so therefore it's been...
fluid of grape.
Yeah, wine is the ejaculate of grape.
Right, okay, grapes, wine.
Yeah,
I was just
that's
like,
not what I
why is
said.
he talking about fruit now?
No. Okay, I get Steph.
What do you think it's made out of?
Between you and I gave him a very polite. I don't get it. But then I conned on, and he's talking about grape cum. Welcome to Back Pocket for another evening. It's exciting to have you with us. We hope you're all enjoying your evening, and some of you certainly are because we've got a level 2 hype train going on.
Hey, choo-choo.
Very nice.
Do you know what a hype train is yet?
Still no. That's why I stalled with, hey, choo-choo.
I believe it's when a bunch of people subscribe in a row, forming a chain of subs that thereby becomes a hype train. And if people continue to sub within a certain time frame, it keeps the train going and it gets longer and longer.
It's like a human centipede
nice.
of submission.
That's what ours should be.
As opposed to a human centipede of submission.
No.
I know we're going a Scotty-driven train, aren't we?
Yes.
But think of the carriages behind. They could be pocketeers linked up a la Human Centipede.
No.
Okay.
Dusk Bunny created a really cute Scotty one, and if you just animate it, Gus, it goes around. It can go around the whole thing. Just animate it, Gus.
But if I know anything about Dust Bunny, which I feel like I do, having seen a lot of the artwork that's come out recently, I don't think she'd be against drawing a couple of Human Centipede carriages.
Don't make her do that.
That's true.
Not making you do anything.
Don't make her do that.
You tape those dogs together. Speaking of, you should continue.
She's saying no in the chat.
Screaming.
continue subbing so we get to level 5, because we always get to level 5. If we don't get to level 5 tonight, we'll all feel really bad about
I
ourselves.
think we're just going to
The
end the
shame.
show early.
The
Yeah,
shame.
I think that's probably a good idea.
Oh, let's hold the show hostage.
You have a bunch of free subs given to you personally by Jeff Bezos. If you don't give them to us, who are you giving them to? Some other streamer who deserves your money more? Pathetic.
I'll animate him on the train too.
Bezos.
Bezos?
Yeah. He can be the arse end of the carriages.
Good. Okay, good. Yeah. I'm worried about what you just said.
Yeah,
We're
me
going to get
too.
fired from Twitch somehow.
Yeah.
Riding a hype
We
train.
work for
Of all the things that we've said on this stream,
Yeah, right
that's
now.
the thing you're worried
That's
about.
Now it's piercing. Yeah.
That's true. Obnoxious Bishop just gifted 5 tier 1 subs. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
And we promise now, after doing that, we'll remember which bishop you are.
That's right. If the shitty bishop can donate a bunch of subs, then you can too.
Yeah.
So go ahead. This is obviously the point of the show where we do some housekeeping. And wait, lift that mug up again.
I know. It's so
Guess
sad.
what's on the bottom of your mug?
Yeah, I know.
He totally.
Really?
I wrote your name on the bottom of yours, thinking we were going to do an office naming of them all, just because I was like, they're the same mug. That should be fun. Peter's like, don't you draw on my fucking
It's like,
mug.
don't draw my mug. I'm going to lift up my mug, have a drink, and people are going to see my name written on the bottom of it, like I'm Andy from Toy Story and can't find my
Also, it's like, yeah, totally. And also, it's the fact, like, how do you think I use mugs? Like, I pick it up and I'm like, oh, what's this? Whose mug is it? Ridiculous. Steph, thank God I had the right one.
That was your way of claiming all those M&Ms, though. There was an ulterior motive there the whole time.
Imagine if wine just like waterfalled all over your
But I want to finish that point. Pete was like, we just wash the mugs. That's the way we don't have to name them. But my
Right.
point is that if you don't name them, then people just take a new mug. And like by naming them, you know
All the
that
other
you-
mugs are in boxes.
You will
the
leave-
mugs are in boxes.
You will leave your mug in the sink, and it'll
Thank
be
you,
like, well, I
Gollum.
guess I'll have to wash that one to use it. Where if it said Nick's on the bottom or it was mine, I know I have to wash that one. It just gives everyone ownership over it. It's just neat. It's
you would
tidy.
just be the worst person to be in a share house with.
That's why I don't have anyone in my share house right now. I share it with my cat,
What are you drinking?
Shiraz.
Do you write Lando?
Grape fluids for all.
Have you written Lando on the bottom of Lando's food bowl? Just so you don't eat out of it by mistake.
We got to level 5 hype train. This show
Yes!
continues. Well
Good
done,
job,
everybody.
everyone.
Thank you.
I see a bunch of familiar names in the chat. And Nicrotex, who we've drawn a logo for, said just before the stream started, got my ice cream, got my weighted blanket, let's go. It feels like a very snug way to watch.
Very safe space to be in
I
to
wanna
watch
try and wait it.
a very naughty show.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I do, what is
I'm going to infiltrate that weighted blanket.
what the hell?
Metaphorically.
It's like
Don't make promises you can't keep, Stephanie. What is a weighted blanket?
I just thought it's one of those things
heavy
that's meant to.
blanket.
Yeah, it's a heavy blanket that makes
it's
you more.
meant
I'm not
to-
fucking with you.
What's the point of a weighted
It's meant to reduce anxiety and like help you sleep and be relaxed.
Like
because
hitting like a
It's meant to
Yeah, right.
simulate the pressure of being in the womb.
yeah.
Right, because I was like, wait, relieving
Oh,
anxiety
so I've read. I don't know.
is a blanket that is so heavy I can't get up. I'm being like Ryan Reynolds buried under a blanket.
Ooh, obscure reference.
It's like what do you do with your kids? You swaddle them?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's that.
Okay, cool.
Question
it's,
is
a,
for an adult.
it's an adult-sized swaddle.
Yeah.
I want to know from Nicrotex, how warm is it? Because like I would think I would overheat, and then I'd be trapped and overheating, and then I know it's not too heavy that I couldn't move it, but that would just weigh into. I'd start overheating just out of anxiety.
Yeah, I think I've used one before, and they're not necessarily like overly warm.
Okay,
There
good.
is a sense of pressure that you feel
There is
by,
a sense
by
of
nature of it
lead
being heavy.
lining that you feel.
I'm safe under here. I mean, that's a safe place to be.
How
Well,
weighted
about
are we
86,
talking?
keeping
as well?
the
How
hype
heavy?
train going.
It's not super heavy. Like it's just annoying if you had to carry it from one end of the house.
I think I'm with you where you're.
How that heavy?
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's heavier than a doona.
But guess what?
What?
You buy 2 of those bad boys.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, now you're
Suddenly
really
a
struggling to
Houdini.
breathe.
Have you ever seen a grown man escape from 2 weighted blankets?
So I don't particularly have anything to promote. That we've got some content up at the site. We've been enjoying the news and the.
It's a couple of busy weeks of content dropping over the end of this week. I should say the start of next week. We're hopefully going to post a schedule up with more information about what that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the plan. Is we have so much stuff to drop. We're going to actually be committing to it via calendar, via public forward-facing calendar. So when that gets designed by whoever does that stuff, that'll go up, and you'll find out more then.
But we can blame anytime we don't post something that we say we should. We'll just blame it on your spelling that you got it wrong.
Yeah.
You just got the date wrong.
Just find me under 3 weighted blankets.
Thank you to, and before we get started, thank you to Dark Ezra, who gifted a bunch of Tier 1 subs to some beautiful viewers, and you're all very lucky. All right. Should we just move on with the show?
Let's do it.
I reckon.
Let's just jump in.
I'm feeling frisky.
Ooh. Get her under him.
Stop looking at me like that. Anytime anyone else says something like that, you don't like bat an eyelid. And
No, I'm only saying it because 5 minutes ago you were like, I'm going to infiltrate that blanket. I'm feeling frisky. My fingers are drunk.
Why is that my voice?
That's what you sound like.
I'm like a moody teenager when you do me.
That was spot on. That was spot on.
Speaking of, I remember your vows, and it was like, I promise to love you until the day I die. We're going to have a farm of animals.
I did say that.
Speaking of your voices, I went back and watched again the Best Friends Forever playthrough. I was so impressed with the voices in that, particularly Steph's Marilyn Monroe, like breathy, ditzy kind of voice that I think I found Kirsten Wiig does a great similar sounding one where she's
it's classic 1950s Hollywood.
It totally was.
And I was watching it again. I was just in tears, like stitches, just absolutely losing it over that voice and how like flouty, but at the same time just like, oh, I couldn't possibly do anything. It's just like, I did not expect that voice to come out of your mouth, so I was very impressed. I can't wait to meet the next characters in that game.
I know.
You have to develop on those voices.
Sure.
It is a fun time. What else is a fun time? The games we've been playing. Let's check them out without that. I don't know why I brought the energy down. I'm just saying. What y'all been playing?
Bring it back up.
Segment, of course, brought to you by Brent Jones, a.k.a. Loki Cat, a human cat. Some might say a man cat, who has pointed out in the Discord that I make a lot of promises about the fact that he can come in here and be a cat, and I've yet to actually invite him into the studio. But
interesting fact about Loki Cat or Brent Jones is that logo that you saw there, we did that one offline, and that is his pet cockatiel. So he is an avid bird lover, a twitcher, one might even say.
All cats are.
Well, that's the thing. I was like, all cats are to the point of like they smothered their birds, almost like weighted blankets, to the point of death. And I was wondering how much like does Brent have a cat as well, or is he just a bird lover who put cat on the end of his name? I'm curious to find out. So
I'm curious to find out as well. And have you ever smothered a bird with your mouth? Is that how cats kill birds? They don't just bite their heads off?
They usually toy with them for a horribly long
sad.
period of time. Yeah.
I've seen some dark stuff from my cats.
This is just like last week.
Not our cats. Our cats are not hunters.
I have a story.
One is too fat. One is
too Gumby.
too Gumby.
Very similar to last week, cat related as well. I have a story about my cat catching a bird, me being naked, and a neighbor watching me from afar. Post show.
Hey.
You're all about it.
That sounds like a saucy
Spicy.
tease. I'm excited.
A neighbor watching me from afar.
Yep.
Loki Cat is in the chat and says, I don't have a cat. Also, Loki Cat is not about a cat that I know of. I don't know what Loki Cat is then.
Hang on.
Is this a book that we're missing?
Like, yeah, sorry. It's a reference to something that exists, is it?
Yeah, you got to give us more information about your name, mate. Because we've built a whole... Look, I built a whole fucking intro about the fact that you are a cat. And if you're telling me this has nothing to do with cats, you, sir, have impugned my creative integrity.
I respect the fact that it's waited this long to finally let that information drop playing long con. Be like, they look like idiots.
He said he provided the information in the survey, to be fair. We didn't read that. So if you could just let us know here, then that would be fantastic.
That would.
Our gaming week. All right, let's talk about the games we've been playing.
What have you been playing?
Thank you very much for asking, Angus. I have been playing 2 games. I'll start off with the one that we've spoken the most about, Marvel Avengers. The single player. This is the first time I can remember in quite a while that a game has come out where everyone was like, this game is terrible with the beta. And then it came out and it was like, oh, okay, maybe this game isn't as bad as we all thought. Because the single player is actually verges on being quite fun in parts. But it is truly a confused beast when it combines the games as a service thing that's been shoved into the single player. because you have these really fun single-player missions. I think the story is interesting and like very much like a single-player video game story.
Yeah.
The voice acting is really good. The characterization is really good. And then you have these cool missions where interesting things happen. And then you go back to the helicarrier thing and you're like wandering around talking to shopkeepers and using a sort of like map to replay a mission so that you can level up the Hulk, a different thing. And it's just like, it's a very confused mess. But when I pre-ordered the game to get access to the beta, I was like, I regret doing this. And now at least I'm like, oh no, I'm getting my money's worth out of this single player alone. Have you been playing? Because you were the hottest on this game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not super interested in the single player, I have to say. Like, primarily, I got this game because, as we've spoken about, a large portion of online multiplayer games are shooters. So when a game like this comes up that is like doesn't require shooting but involves like cool multiplayer action, I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Yep.
And I've been playing that with friends, and I'm still enjoying that aspect of it. There's still like weird kind of buggy qualities to it. We've had to kind of reset a few checkpoints to sort of get through a mission and stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm still really enjoying it. I still love playing as Widow. I've now played as everyone because all those characters that you couldn't play in the beta, you can play as now. Captain America, Thor. Really, really, really fun, and I still love playing as Widow. But what I find really weird is that like it feels like the hub area that you go into to like choose the missions and walk around and like talk to NPCs and stuff like that feels like it was made by completely different people to the actual like game part itself.
Yeah.
Like so bad
Terrible.
by comparison.
Yeah.
Like there's points where the characters are kind of posed in like a weird thing and like, you know, looking at a map or something, and then you go to engage with them and they go, hi. Can you just go and do this mission or go and talk to that person? That'd be great. Thanks. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like really horrifying.
Well, that is what happens in games, like that is Destiny, where you go to the tower and everyone is standing in the same spot they are. The difference is that Destiny, while some people enjoy the sort of like missions and campaigns of Destiny, the actual like the missions of Avengers is a true story that they're telling. It's not just like a linking of missions together into the semblance of a story. And so it's like, it's very jarring to go from something that seems like Crystal Dynamics style Tomb Raider into walking into that space where it's like, hang on, why are you all lifeless? And just like, I just need to, like, I need to literally wander a 45-second walk to one end just to check off a box saying, hi, vendor that I can buy skins from, and then walk back to start the next. It's just like, oh.
And it's weird because all those really natural body animations and movements exist because I'm literally playing.
And you're watching cutscenes with like very nice interaction and blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
It just seems odd that like that. Yeah, it feels like almost like, you know, like how often there's like big studios that have different like parts all over the world, like Ubisoft has like Montreal and whatever, and you think, oh, this part was made by that part and this part was made by that part, and maybe there was a bit of like, I don't know.
They didn't talk enough?
Yeah, there's no cohesion or something like that. It feels like that.
Well, I think that's actually probably true because you go like, this is the multiplayer part of the game, and that ship only exists as a hub to be able to get you into that part. It is separate from the single player part.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm enjoying the story, and I think it's worth. I wouldn't say it's worth like $100 to buy now, but it's probably worth like, you know, $40 when it's on sale or something. The one thing I would say is that I still don't like the fact that the gear, you don't have an ability to be able to equip. When you find gear, the stats, it's just, you know, that thing we spoke about where it's like 5% extra damage or whatever. It makes gear less compelling. They've got a skill system where you put skill points into unlocking new abilities. And for me, I'm like, just switch that around. Every time I find a new piece of gear, let it be a set of 4 pieces or 4 kinds of pieces that I can find that let me unlock a new ability. And so at least then I'm compelled to go find gear as opposed to just like a skill point that I put in a tree. So it's like if I find 4 pieces of armor, then I can unlock Iron Man's alternate pulsar beam, whatever, and that would make the gear aspect of this more compelling, which is the thing that kind of hooks people in the long term is like gear progression and skilling up and that sort of thing. So
Yeah. I mean, I would love a mass dismantle as well, talking about gear.
Oh, yeah.
And just all of that to be, a little bit more compelling. I agree. But again, I kind of don't care because I just want to like do cartwheels as Widow and grapple my way around the map, and I'll be happy to do that forever and ever.
there you go. But a game that I am finding more fun and that came out of nowhere for me is Spellbreak. So I had heard about this a little while ago, and Spellbreak is basically like a battle royale magic game where you magic is in like casting magic, not magic is in like the card game.
Gathering.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and it's on Epic at the moment, and I'm actually finding it really, really fun. So the idea behind this is you it's all the same sort of like big map. You go into the map and you can either squad up or go solo, but you enter with a different loadout, and the loadouts are all built around elements. So you've got earth, lightning, ice, fire, air, and a toxic element, and so you go in with one gauntlet. And that gauntlet is like your ice gauntlet, and it has a couple of abilities that you can cast. And then in-game, you don't find guns, you find other gauntlets. And the other gauntlets can be other elements. And then you wear a second gauntlet. So now you have two different elements. And in a Magicka style, you can start combining those powers. So you make a like tornado with the air thing, and then you throw a fireball in it, and it becomes a fire tornado.
Yeah.
It looked
Or
like
you sort of
footage they just had. Someone used an ice one with fire, and they created a rock sort of.
Oh, that's totally Magicka. I
Yeah.
remember that being so funny because there were so many random combinations that you weren't expecting that would have really adverse effects.
You just blow yourself up.
That was most of the time. Yeah.
Totally. And then you see on the left there, you've got these skill levels that as you go, you in order to level up, you just need to enter the safe zone every time a new sort of like the circle gets smaller and smaller. Once you enter it and you are in the safe zone again, then you get another skill point, and it starts unlocking new elements or new aspects to your element. And then so stuff like this where you can like cast ice on the ground and then skate
cool.
on it and then the other thing is you pick up they're called runes or something. I can't remember exactly what they're called, but they give you extra abilities. So they give you like a teleport or an ability to fly or an ability to go invisible for a while. So there's just like you still need to aim your abilities, but because a lot of them are AoE, then it's more forgiving than something like Fortnite, where you just need headshots.
Get in there, cause a bit of
Yeah,
chaos with the people you're fighting with, and then sort of focus up once you've got those AoEs down, kind of thing.
Yeah, and then you, but then because you've got this wild variety of stuff, there's just a ton of experimentation in there, and all the classes play really, really differently. So it's just it
Looked like even within all of that, like it does look a little messier, more fun, but messier than something like a Fortnite. But even then, someone was using an ice gauntlet that looked almost like a sniper scope. They were sort of aiming down the arm and sending direct shards. So it's like, it'd be interesting to see if there is that pinpoint accurate gameplay that you see in like PUBG and Fortnite, as well as that like, I want to be a messy player who gets in there and just like,
I think there probably is. I've played like 4 or 5 games, so I haven't.
Is it free to play?
It is free to play, yes. And I guess the criticism I have is that it's kind of like a bit bland looking. It has a bit of I think it's like cell shaded or.
It looks almost Disney-esque. Like I feel like I'm watching Frozen.
The character design definitely have that. The world to me is just very generic.
Yeah,
It also feels quite barren. Every time I play, I spend a lot of time going, where are the people? Like I've launched into games with like 60 people and haven't seen someone until it's been 9 left.
When
And
did
I
it
feel
come
very
out?
much like, sorry?
When did it come out?
Wasn't this?
This week, I think.
Is this still early access though?
And what's the maximum? Do you know the maximum player?
I think it's 60, but
So there's little biomes and stuff. Like it's
Yeah, there was
pretty
just a little desert one there.
Fortnite or Apex in that sense.
Yeah,
where you, like,
Well, you need those little biomes to like recognize where you
Make
are.
calls.
Where you want to drop?
Call for
Yeah,
where people
of
are.
course.
Yeah. But it's definitely. I played it and then I went, oh, okay, and then sort of a couple of hours later, I went, I feel like I want to go back to this, and I don't really like battle royales, and so I messed around in it a bit more, and yeah, it's definitely a different thing. I think I want to see. I love everything it's doing with its powers and abilities, and I wish I could see that in a game that wasn't a battle royale. kind of like Magicka, but more like an RPG because of the way that this stuff combines. But I want to take it on the terms that it is. And as a battle royale, I'm like, well, I would play this over Fortnite. So
would you say what Gus said is true, that you don't require such like intense pinpoint accuracy because of the nature of the attacks you're using?
For me, definitely. I haven't played enough to know whether or not seeing this, how the skills upgrade, there's definitely paths that you can go down to go, yeah, I want to take that sort of ice sniper thing.
Sure.
But it is super less reliant on that. So I think you could spec into the idea that I'm a messy.
I drop water
AoE.
and electrocute it and just mess people up
Totally.
who are
Yeah,
like
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to.
yeah.
And because everyone has a hover inherently, there's also a bunch of really rapid moving around. So you can do lots of like, I think you're going to land there, so I'm going to throw some stuff down for you to land on. As
sort of
opposed to hit you
anticipating.
out of the air as
Yeah,
you go
yeah.
down. So yeah, I think it's
Cool.
it's an interesting thing. And I'm gonna,
It's funny to see that it really did have this light bulb moment where it's like, oh, it's a battle royale with magic spells instead of guns. You're like, oh yeah, I've just thought for so long that battle royales intrinsically have to have,
Yeah.
traditional guns. Even Apex, it's like there's still guns in the traditional
It
sense.
definitely looks
so-
the most different of any battle royale
Yeah.
I've seen in terms of the way you approach it and everything.
but yeah, so
Cool.
that's pretty
got-
fun. That's spell
Still got
break.
emotes.
Oh, you got to have dances. You got to dab.
Yeah,
You can still floss in it.
Petey, what have you been playing?
I've been playing the new thing that I've been playing. Do you need some time, Gus? No, you've got it. Wasteland 3. And I'm not huge into like turn-based strategy games, but I thought I'd check it out because I know it's kind of like the spiritual successor to Fallout 2, the Wasteland series. Like it picks up where Fallout 2 left off, and then Fallout 3 became this other thing. So, yeah, I was really interested in checking it out, and it's really fun, really good writing. The combat is like if you've played a turn-based combat game before, I don't think there's anything new going on here really, except for the fact that like the most recent thing I played similar to it was Gears Tactics, and the Gears Tactics feels more in line with a traditional RPG in the sense of like there's an initiative, and that's kind of you build characters with initiative as a point of consideration, whereas this it's just your team goes, then the enemy team goes,
Right.
which is kind of, it breaks kind of the whatever illusion of like of like real timeness is that initiative kind of builds for you, but it's also just like it means that you get to own and then you get owned, and it kind of the ebb and flow is a bit more hectic. So you don't really know what you're going to look like at the end of the enemy turn.
Yeah.
Which is a fun thing to try and navigate once you kind of, it's not that you're piecemeal building this battle. It's like you hit and then you get hit hard, and then you're like reacting to
what do
that.
I do now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a story built into it that's like it feels Fallout. Lots of crazy big characters, a little bit Borderlandsy as well. And yeah, I mean it's guns and grenades and wasteland badasses, and it's.
I never played any of the Wastelands, so it has a sense of humor because I kind of always saw this as being a very dull, dry, depressing world. That's not it.
I mean, it's. I think it rests everything on the fact that it, because mechanically it's fine, but like mechanically, it feels like every other like turn-based strategy game to me. So it's like the thing that it's really resting on is the strength of its writing and the characters that it puts into it, and the absurdity of the world. Like the first character that you meet is kind of this patriot with a hammer way too big that for any human to possibly carry, and he just cracks someone's head open. He's kind of like the main good guy. You meet this insane dude who gets his head blown off halfway through like a cinematic. Like it does, like it does the Bethesda-y kind of like camera moves into this character, and he's like delivering this speech about this, like it's the first mini boss that you fight really, delivering this speech and just gets sniped mid-conversation, that kind of stuff. Yeah, right.
Lots of people in the chat saying it's full of humor, very funny.
Yeah, like but
I had no idea.
Part of what you can do is like in the skill trees even there's like animal handling kind of stuff, so you can recruit cats and chickens and stuff onto your team to fight for you, and to use them strategically in your turn. But it's really fun.
It's funny because like it's the most recent thing I played that's similar. I would have thought is something like Divinity, and just the main point you're making about the combat with the sort of turn-based back and forth. It still has you're using like action points to move around the map and make moves, whether or not there's combat or not.
Yeah.
But sorry, what was the thing you were saying in terms of it's different that it is just a back and forth?
Well, you don't have not each individual character on the field, so you and the enemies don't have a single initiative number that determines the order in which
It is literally
people
team
attack.
to team.
It's Team A goes, Team B
Right,
goes.
okay.
Okay, sorry.
So instead of going like, I've built this strong initiative character that I know I want to be quick and go first
Got it. Yeah,
and
yeah.
make sure they can take a shot and get out of there kind of thing, it's like that they'll probably die.
'Cause again, I'm
because you
trying to-
lose a lot of characters. It's
Yeah.
I imagine quite XCOM in the way that you make friends and they die quickly.
yeah.
Yeah, you never want to name an XCOM character after someone you love.
Yeah. And the first thing you do in this game is like it gives you a pair of characters, and it's like you feel like they're the protagonists of the game, but they're not really. They're kind of just like two characters that they give you at the start.
Yeah.
And I made them Steph and I.
Oh
And,
no.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna cark
Why
it at
would
some
you
point.
do that? You jinxed us.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fun, and the reason that I started playing it was because it is free on Game Pass, like everything.
Yeah, wow. Game Pass
Yeah.
has had some big wins this week.
Totally.
Big time.
And I'll quickly get on to the other thing that I've been playing because you need me to.
No, just jump out of full screen. I'll bring that up for you.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just do it. Just do it. Is Warhammer 2 Vermintide.
It looks messy.
Just, oh my God.
Thanks, Pete. Talk.
Sorry, are you two in a relationship or you two are?
Sometimes I just don't know.
Oh no, we caught him on tabbing. Oh, what's it?
Thanks.
It wasn't ready.
That's the point. I need to go to this.
Who gives
what
a
he
fuck?
said.
Just go full screen camera.
So here we go.
Pete gets up and walks off again.
Warhammer 2 Vermintide is like I've been playing with. Look how angry
Yeah.
he is.
I'll just get the link that's not there.
Yeah.
That's fine. You all know what Warhammer looks like. Go.
Yeah, everyone knows what Warhammer looks like. I jumped into Warhammer 2 Vermintide with the mates that I played Halo with, and knew that it was Left 4 Dead. I played the first Vermintide, and I think it's better than Left 4 Dead.
Really?
Yeah, I think it shits a level. I mean, obviously, it's a lot newer as a game than Left 4 Dead. There's like, it's kind of a Destiny 2 model of season passes, and you build a power level, like a light level, so you kind of get access to harder stuff when you power yourself up by getting better gear, by doing the missions. There's heaps of missions that are in kind of the base game, and then there's the expansion pack. So yeah, you can play for hours and hours and hours and just grind these kind of missions. It's not Destiny in how big and expansive everything is, but it's like you get thrown into. I mean, yeah, this is the hub, and I'm nowhere near at a veteran level. But yeah, it's kind of first person melee. Everyone's got a melee weapon and a range weapon, and you just kind of carve your way through the Vermintide. And I'm not a Warhammer dude, but I love the tabletopness of it. But there's
It looks cool.
There's some cool characters in it, and it definitely benefits from decades of existing as an IP because like things make sense.
yeah.
If there's a thing that we got one mate who's super into Warhammer, and there was a rat that rocked up with a Gatling gun, and he's like, "Well, that's a Ratling gun." And I was like, well, that's perfect. Well, that's perfect.
Why are you playing this? What made you?
We're just
pick
looking
this up?
looking for things to play together.
You know that thing he does that is with people that isn't us?
That's right. That's
Yeah. Because this
We can't even play YouTube videos together on
That's true.
live on a
Think how
broadcast.
good we'd
without
go-
hating
You
each other.
finished Halo 3?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All at the same time on your
All
individual
separately,
consoles?
yeah. All on. We had a dial-up line that we had to unplug so we could plug the phone back in.
Yeah,
so we could
right.
call
Of course.
each other
Yeah, cool.
in between levels.
To say we did it.
Yeah.
Because how long's this been out for? I remember I think we touched on
28.
2018.
Okay, right.
Vermintide 1 was like 15 or 16.
We did it on Pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
there you go.
original Pocket, not this
Not
like definitely legal
imposter.
ripoff.
Yeah, it's super fun if you're looking for somebody to play with friends because it's there's heaps of game. It was on sale again. We were always looking for cheap stuff, so that's why we bought this and jumped in, and it's super fun. I'm sure there's plenty of people in
Cheap
the chat that
mates
love it.
corner.
Yeah, it's like bargain boys.
The
Bargain Boys.
Love it.
All right, cool. Well, if you want to be a bugger boy, check out Warhammer 2 Vermintide. Angus.
Yeah, I'm going to return to what I was playing last week. I committed to Windbound, which I was checking out last week, and I have a saga to tell, but I'll give you the condensed version of it, which is basically that everything about this game wanted me to stop playing it. Wanted me to stop enjoying it. The mechanics, the just the basic kind of like progression system.
The developers turned up at your house and punched you.
Almost it felt like that, to be honest. I found this game endearing when I checked it out last week, and I thought I'm going to go in and I think it's relatively short, all things considered, for a survival game. It's how much time you want to spend in it. So I thought I'm going to try and sort of beeline my way to the end, but along the way I got distracted by the crafting, about discovering new things you can make along the way, and I was like, okay, I'm enjoying this, but as I said, I was doing it really tentatively because I was in that permadeath mode, and so every enemy I approached, I was doing it just like with the thought that I was going to be killed by this enemy. So it did make me more of a sensible player, but I did have some terrible encounters with little bugs. At one point, a single crab landed on my boat, so it destroyed my whole boat. It just disappeared. I don't know.
This crab?
It was tiny. I think the point is that crabs jump off the reef and they are able to destroy your boat after amount of time. This was like an instant kill. It just made no sense. The boat just disappeared. I was furious. I put the controller down. I stormed off. I came back. I thought, I'm going to rebuild. I can do this.
So sorry, did you die? Can you swim?
No, I was on an island when it happened.
Oh, okay, right.
So already things happening that I'm just like, this shouldn't be how this works. But for some reason, I persisted, and I found little parts of it almost endearing. That I was like, okay, I'm battling not only the survival elements here, but I'm battling a clunky UI, a terrible inventory management, and some wonky combat, some terrible wonky combat actually, that the enemies just do not scale properly. So I persisted, and I actually, by the end of it, I had a boat that I was pretty proud of, which looked like this. This is my boat.
This is actually your footage?
This is my footage. So this is boat in phase 1. So I'm just fanging it along, and then eventually
Are you worried about how much surface area you've allowed for crabs to jump up on you?
Not anymore. I'm avoiding the crabs.
At this point in your place.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then following that, I upgraded my boat to a much bigger bamboo one, sailing off towards a chapter marker, because there's a chapter marker at the end of each one. I got there, I followed the cutscene, and my Switch crashed. I got a hard crash saying there's been an error. Turns out this is happening a lot with this game. It's having crashes all over the place, and it has only manual saves. So my last manual save was at the beginning of this chapter, well before I'd put 3 hulls on this boat. I was gutted because I had been playing really slowly. I'd been experimenting with all
Is that where it crashed?
with all the things that I could add to my boat. I'd got
That kind of loss in a survival game is just like...
Yep, I had the new armor, and it's a really, really finicky way of building everything. You literally have to take everything out of your inventory and leave it floating around while you organize it and then put it back in your inventory. Like, it's not made to be a smooth.
So are you out for good now, or are you
So I
like
thought I was.
God.
Because on Twitter you were.
like a bad relationship?
At 11 o'clock last night, I crashed. I tweeted furiously about it. I was like, I'm done. I'm just so done. And then at about midnight, before I went to bed, I just went...
You didn't even last an hour?
I didn't last an hour. I picked it back up and just went, let me just see
Self-control.
how far I had to go. And the second I got back on the boat and I remembered what kind of boat I could make. So this is a grass boat. I had just upgraded to bamboo. I think I looked up online if people had had similar crashes. Someone had, because they'd lost their hardwood boat. And I went, you can get a hardwood boat?
Oh, no.
Okay, I can change that chapter that I just played through to get the resources I need to make a wooden boat. And suddenly there was the draw again.
Are you manually saving more
So now
frequently
I have this, like, I'm manually saving furious. I
Can you save anywhere, or do you need
Yes,
to go?
you can save
Right.
anywhere, but again, it doesn't auto-save when you leave an island or something like that. Something I would say that the developers could really use. I was saying earlier
on
as
the
well,
Switch
the save system and load system don't feel stable. When you load the game, the bar fills, and then a thing keeps spinning, and then the bar goes backwards, and then the sound of the game
Backwards
starts,
bar?
and then it goes to a black screen, and you're like, what's happening?
Chat is saying Goose is a sucker for punishment. Goose, you deserve better. Gus, you're in a toxic relationship. You need to go. You're a glutton for punishment.
I'm in a
Gus,
toxic...
who hurt you? And then Gus wants hardwood.
I like that someone said Gus is in a toxic relationship. I was like, I get it.
There you go.
Very nice. So yeah, I will pick this up again, if only just because I feel like I want to finish it. I want to just put a checkbox behind it. And but again, if one more of these like cheap crashes happen and I have a bad save, then I'll put it down for 2 hours. Who knows? Yes.
Can I... A couple of things.
Sure.
Because I'm on your Twitter page. So you called out the developer, which
I called out the game, not the developer directly.
right, okay, yeah, the game, yeah, which is
Which
fine.
is basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Windbound felt like it was doing everything it could do to stop me playing it. Outdated survival systems, clunky
Correct.
combat, awkward
well put.
button mapping, and unintuitive item management. But I persisted in an effort to find the fun. Switch hard crash 3/4 of the way through story. No autosave. Done.
Done.
Full stop. Done. This was at 11:24 p.m. on September 29. And then at... So that was 11:24, and then 11:40, he said, "Don't get me wrong, I want to enjoy this game so much. I love the sailing concept, the art style, and I'm a huge fan of that learn as you go survival game. But I spent more time fighting the game's clunky systems and bugs." And remember, before, like 20 minutes before, he'd said, "Done, full stop." And then he ends this tweet with,
It.
"I do want to return to my boat, ... It wasn't an hour, Gus. It was
14 minutes or something.
14 minutes. It was 16 minutes.
That was the second tweet. Again, then left it for 40 minutes. I think I watched a TV show and then I went, I'm just going to make sure that how the boat feels. And I just missed. I do really love the sailing in it. I love the idea. And it doesn't show you how well you can build your boat and in what combination. So I'm intrigued to go in and see if I can make some kind of monstrosity of a super boat that doesn't crash both physically and in real life. So yeah, it's one mechanic keeping me attached to this game.
Oh, like I know that feeling for sure. It's just I also find it interesting that you replied to the tweet where you had tagged the game. I
felt
because
bad.
You're taking what actually happened is you had 16 minutes of the thing that you have, which is like you have righteous anger, and then it is immediately filled with righteous guilt.
Yeah.
And you were like 16 minutes. It's too long. I need to let them know I'm going to keep playing. They need to be let off the hook.
Yeah, but yeah, there's so much this game wants to do right, and so I can feel that from the developers playing it. But yeah, those cheap moments can leave you in very
for sure.
moments of fist shaking anger.
And so sorry, you're still playing the hardcore mode?
Well, yeah, the save that I lost but I went back to is
Yeah.
still my hardcore mode, so
Yeah,
I still
wow.
haven't died.
That's pretty impressive.
So yeah, again, it's making me play it very
Cautious.
cautiously, incredibly cautiously. So who knows? If I do die, I think I'll put it down. Then yeah, who knows?
But I do want to go back to
What happened to my boat? I give it 6. And the only, just as a really quick side note, the only other game I've been playing recently is a massive callback to my days at school. I've actually been playing Worms Armageddon. We are talking. Oh, the footage isn't there. I lost my footage. Worms Armageddon. There we go. Nope. The footage is gone. I've been playing what I played in the career center of my private school for the year 11 and 12 more than I went to any class. I used to play it with a couple of mates. We'd go there at lunchtime and during our off periods and play Worms Armageddon. We are now playing it online together with 2 of my best schoolmates, and it is this wonderful, we're reliving this moment of our lives where we're all playing that really simple one, 3 teams, all stupid names for all the worms, Holy Hand Grenade, Super Sheep, all that kind of stuff. The Worm series has kind of like evolved into like a 3D, weird, over-designed, messy game, whereas this is just its core, best kind of packaged version of itself, and using just even the old UI and menus is amazing. WormNet.
Where are you playing it?
On Steam.
Yeah, okay. Right.
Yeah, it's still on Steam, but it's just wonderful to be playing this with some old school friends that we just played at
It feels like the
lunchtime
kind of
after
thing that would have been
lunchtime.
uploaded to some Flash website.
It was installed on the only computers at school that would let games be installed, which were in the career center with the most relaxed careers guidance counselor who's like, "Oh, you boys,
Thinking
you
of being a
get to
worm,
class."
huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So
And also, but can I say, you slacking off for a year, not going to class, playing Worms at the career center. Cut to 16 years later, your career is talking about worms for a living.
yep.
Like this is
Serendipitous.
if you could see me now, Brother James, who was my careers advisor, but he was a monk.
Yeah. Right.
He was a monk. He was a monk. Let me tell you a story about Brother James.
Never had a job in his life.
So let me tell you a story very quickly about Brother James. I went to like half a military academy. We somehow managed to pair people who loved guns with monks. But he was the careers advisor and the school counselor. He was the greatest dude ever, but he was not allowed to own any possessions because he was a monk and he had relinquished all belongings. But he lived on campus, so you would go to his he had his office and blah blah, but you could also go to his house for other sort of like other meetings and therapy and stuff. And you would walk into his house and he would constantly say obviously I don't own anything. I've given up a life of poverty. But you walk into his house. Massive plasma television mounted up on the wall.
What?
He has this gorgeous open plan house, copper pots and blah, blah. And I would be like, I thought you don't own anything. He goes, this is all provided by the school and the Lord. That is such a rip, Brother James. That is such a technicality.
Cheeky bastard.
But technically all religion is. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying Worms Armageddon.
Look, there's just one little snippet of it there just to show, for anyone who's forgotten or whoever played this, ninja ropes, you all come up with cheeky names for all your worms.
your gameplay again?
No, this is just some off the internet. But, oh my God, it is just basic gameplay fun. It's just turn-based chaos. You never really know who's going to win. Everyone always ends up with one worm each at the end. So it's like a game of basketball.
Slid off
it made no point to play the previous hour. But it is just so much fun. And it's nice to go back to sometimes these old classic games and just relive a bit of your past.
Yeah.
You know what Worms is?
What?
The original Battle Royale.
I mean, yeah,
A bunch of worms get dropped on an island.
Can I say one thing?
Last worm standing.
One of my friends he's like a civil engineer. He's a smart bloke. When the timer went off, he's like, oh, looks like the island's going down. I'm like, you mean the water's coming up? And he's like, no, the map's sinking. I'm like, no, the water's going up. And we fought for 15 minutes, aggressively over voice chat about the fact that the water goes up and the islands sink that way. The islands are not going down in the water. What a fucking idiot. Sorry, but I get the last laugh.
Are we sure the islands weren't sinking?
They're not sinking.
Tectonic movements.
No.
And you set off a bunch of bombs.
Yeah.
The water is going up. Chat, back me up on that one.
All right, chat, let us know whether the water's going up.
Let's get a poll going for water rising or falling.
It's a weird journey. I've been taken on weird journeys with you today, guys. And you, Nick, with your weird monastery story.
Island sink, water up. Island sink, water go up. Water
Yeah.
up. Island down confirmed.
Cat screaming islands can
madness.
sink. Island sinking, the boat is the key, but the boat would be sitting on the same thing that could be sinking as well, because it's quite close to the island. I imagine it's on the bits of the island that are just underwater. This is crazy. This is a complete 50-50 split.
It is, yeah.
Island down, lads. Someone even spent whatever weird Twitch money it is to highlight that
bits
message.
Amazing.
T-Mex is sinking.
No, the water goes up. I even think it says tide is rising or something. So this friend had been doing that for years, playing the game and not noticed that. What an
Princess
idiot.
Jingles says it's displacement. Island sinking causes water to go up.
We were both right.
Both.
I'll have to let him
Like
know.
when you hop into a bath and you slowly get all your bits in
And all
the
your
water
worms
goes
go underwater?
with it's a hot bath, so you're slowly lowering yourself bit by bit until you adjust to the temperature, and then your butt goes in and it just goes
And you hear your worm go underwater and go, oh no.
Can someone please make a poll? Because I need an actual answer for this now. Can mods make polls? Is that how this works? Mods can make polls.
I think so.
They can make a poll.
If not, they can do a
There it is. Is island sinking or water rising? Vote.
I feel like we need to just show the footage so everyone understands what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Does this clip have the end of
I
this?
don't know.
Oh yeah, the
At the end of a
definitely
turn,
gone down a bit from where it started.
I think that's just it blew up a little bit.
yeah.
If I go backwards, it'll go the other way.
The island
Would
is
you-
rising.
Could you judge it off the rocks in the background?
I reckon you could.
As in,
Well, they're not going
Or-
down.
Is the camera also
yeah.
moving?
oh,
Parallaxing.
Yeah.
Because we live on a flat Earth.
Oh shit! All right, that's what I've been playing.
The poll is closed, or maybe it's still going, but I have voted, so I can't vote anymore. Island sinking, 28%. Water rising, 72%.
There you go. It's a small
Always
victory, but
right.
I'm going
take
to
it.
screenshot it so you can send it to him.
Please do. Thank you very much.
There we go.
All right.
Okay, cool. All right, good. Worms. Steph.
Good worms.
I was talking about games that came out this week. Pete was talking about games that came out in 2018. Gus was talking about games that came out in
2003, 2019, 98.
Yep. Takes back to Pong.
I have been playing this week Among Us. which I think came out in 2018.
Technically an older game, yeah.
Yeah. And I'd never heard of it before, but I just opened up Twitch one day and just suddenly saw like 5 streamers that I follow were all playing Among Us, which I was like, okay, I've got to see what this is. And it was the kind of thing that when I tuned into it, I was like, I have no idea what's going on. But it turns out it's, if you've ever played, Werewolf or Secret Hitler or any of those kinds of deception-based games, it's basically like that. There is a Steam game called Town of Salem, I think, which operates on the same principle, but it's kind of, I guess, I've streamed it once and it wasn't super entertaining, I think, for people to watch. Ooh. This is very different because it's a lot more visual and there's a lot more for players to do.
Pete just saw the same thing. Can we just go back?
In half.
So I think this is the point. This person's stalking them and then suddenly...
Yeah, so the premise of the game is that you can have up to 10 players. You're 10 little astronaut people. You can differentiate each other with colours and a little hat.
Yep.
Lots of little different hats. And you all have to keep the ship running. So you're all given a series of tasks that you have to complete in each round. However, there are up to 2 imposters. There's lots of modifiers that you can adjust within the game, but typically you play with 2 imposters who their job is to not complete any of the tasks and murder everyone.
Right.
But you can't, as soon as you murder someone, someone else can, as soon as they see the body, they will report it, then you'll come in and you'll all vote on who you think
When you say come in, you mean like suddenly start
You go into
talking
this
to
screen
each other?
here that
Right,
says
yep.
who is the imposter, and then everyone starts talking about who they think it might
So
be.
Wow.
can I jump ahead or jump ahead? You could kill someone and then report it straight away and
You
bring everyone
could
in?
self-report.
Right.
Yeah. So typically the way it's played as well is that no one speaks during the action round, so that you're not kind of giving away anything or letting people know what's happening. That's not the absolute way that you have to play it, but typically that's the way you do play
Is that, because I see speech bubbles there, is there a comm system built into the game, or do people mainly play on Discord and have to play based on goodwill of assuming people aren't just going to scream out, oh, that person just killed me? Because then the game's over, right?
Oh yeah, if you get murdered, you don't say you're silent for the rest of the game.
But that's relying on the person playing to play the game properly.
Oh, of course.
Versus if there's in-game chat and that gets disabled when you get killed.
Yeah. If you die, you do have a private chat with other people who are also dead. So you can be like,
just venting.
That fucker killed me. Didn't kill me. Yeah. So the interesting mechanic is that there are all these really specific, and they're dumb little mini games. The tasks that you have to complete, like really simple, like connecting wires or swiping a card, or some things are a little bit more fiddly and involved. And it brings up a screen that blocks you from seeing what's going on a lot of the time. So often you can get murdered while you're completing a task and not even see who killed you.
Oh, right.
Or, sometimes you'll be completing a task, someone gets murdered in the same room as you, and someone comes in and reports the body, and was like, Steph was standing there and there was a dead body next to her. Did Steph murder this person? I'm like, no, I
was in a puzzle.
I was doing the wiring on this wall. I didn't see anyone get killed. And they're like, a likely story, Steph. So it becomes, anyone who's played these kinds of tabletop games where you have to kind of discuss and use deception to try and persuade people. It's really, really fun and
it
involved.
looks like, sorry to jump ahead, in this footage we're seeing here, everyone voted on someone who then gets killed, and the game will then inform you that they weren't an imposter.
Yes. So
Amazing.
if everyone successfully votes a player out based on suspicion, that person gets ejected. And then it will tell you whether they were or they were not an imposter.
Got it. And if they manage to kill the 2 imposters, that team
then the rest of them win. If the other team the other way you can win is if everyone successfully completes all their tasks.
Yeah, cool.
Before the murderers
So fix the
murdering.
ship, or kill the imposters, and imposters win by
murdering everyone.
I think it's
enough people. Again, there's different modifiers depending on how you want to play it.
Right.
The other things to note is there is a cooldown with murder. So the first time I played
like
this,
real life.
Yeah, the first time I played this, unfortunately, I was an imposter 3 times in a row from the get-go, and I had no idea what I was doing.
Yep.
So 2 people came into a room, and I was like, I'll just murder them both and then leave. But I murdered the first person, and then the next person
just
reported
staring
it.
at
It was
you.
like, Steph murdered this person right in front of me, and I was like,
But you then had the opportunity to probably try and flip it on them.
Yeah, it's very difficult in that situation. You can
Considering
say,
it's your first game.
No, Sarah murdered the person and I was just standing there.
I'm convinced.
I was just sending a message to our guests to let them know they'll be on soon. You may have said this. Can you murder someone if you're not
The imposter.
an imposter?
No.
Right, okay.
The other thing is you also cannot complete tasks when you're an imposter. So you have to go, when you're in a room with people, you just have to go up to where the
You need to
tasks
look
are
busy.
And just
and
be like-
pretend you're doing something. And so so how I got caught out in the first few rounds was we're like, Stephanie, what was the last task you completed? And I was like,
I've never done a task before.
yeah.
I've never done a
I was
task.
like,
I've never done a day of physical labor in their life.
Yeah. So it's really, but it's, again, that's a question people will ask a lot.
Yeah,
But it's
right.
a real memory thing because when I'm going in there and I'm trying to keep track of who I'm seeing do what, go where, which room I'm in. It's quite a large-ish map of lots of different, there's the weapons room, engine 1, engine 2, admin, med bay, navigation. So you got to remember the whole map, which task you were doing. And people are like, well, what was the last task you did? And you'll be like, first I went into the med bay. No, not the med bay. Sorry, I went into the, and they're like, sounds suspicious, Steph. And I'm like, no, I did the thing where you swiped the thing. Liz Dahlia saw me.
Yeah, and also for you, you're like, no, I'm just naturally vague.
Yeah.
Also, do you know does everyone get separate tasks? Are there double ups? So if you said I went
Yes,
and did this.
there's plenty of double
Okay,
ups,
cool.
yeah.
So it's not like I went and did the wires and someone's like, no, I did the wires. You're
No,
lying.
but you could, if you said, no, but then the last place I was med bay, and then someone was like, no, I was in med
was
bay and I
just
didn't
in there.
see you there.
Yeah, right.
So then so it's
I love the idea that
really
the
Imagine
map-
we're seeing everyone move together here. I imagine by
There's
everyone moving together, there's no way you can get all the tasks done in time, kind of
That's
thing.
right, yeah. It's
Right.
very difficult to stay grouped. And there's certain tasks, for example, that I'll leave till last because I always get murdered doing that task because it just takes so long and it's fiddly and
Yeah.
you have to be by yourself.
I love in the
It's really, really fun. And I think it lends itself so well to streaming as opposed to, Town of Salem didn't, because you literally get to watch the actions play out and see people get murdered and you're sort of, everyone's being silent. So I'm like silently going around killing people and I'm looking at chat and I'm like, and then the body gets reported and I'm like, oh no.
Oh, another meeting. Oh, let's all go to that.
Oh, where was the body, guys? What happened? And it's cool. It's really fun.
I think Nicrotex in the chat earlier just said I can't get on board with the aesthetic, which I kind of agree. It's a little slapped together, but I love that it's obviously the game comes first. It's this is a really good, board game, card game translated into a video game, and the rest has just been slapped on to be here's the aesthetic of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of endearing, but
It's really clever and it's been translated really well into a video game.
That's the important thing,
The first game that I played was with a bunch of friends and I didn't really know what I was doing and I was kind of lamenting about that to Jenz, who kindly organised a game for me with herself and Cardboard Cowboy and a bunch of Pocketeers as well, and people that are involved in everyone else's communities together. It was a great community game night and we all played together.
Well, can I just recommend that if you're having trouble being the nervous, apprehensive, confused, not very good at bullshitting player, I'd be happy to join and just to dilute the pool of suspicious players who just mumble under pressure and
I
do
think
not
we
act
should
when
You
organise-
come up against Pete and I, who are professional liars.
I'll be playing, meanwhile, just, oh shit, oh, and
I think we should organise a group with all of us and,
Definitely.
and some of the Pocketeers as well because it would be really, really fun.
I would I have been trying to find out what this game is about for 3 weeks. So I'm very thankful because people keep going, it's like Werewolf for Secret Hitler. I'm like, sure, but how? Because you're running around a fucking spaceship and so okay, cool. Yeah, this is
It's definitely a phenomenon right now. I just see people playing it constantly at the moment. But
Yeah, I saw it
but
all
yeah,
over
I had a great time with Jenz as well. It was awesome.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, we should definitely do that. And speaking of Jenz, we should get Jenz in here.
Yeah. Are we going to go to the ad break first?
Yeah, so we
cool.
will jump to a quick ad and then we will get Jenz on the horn and find out about her Among Us adventures and also her adventures amongst other friends.
Do you find yourself getting embarrassed in cold weather?
Do you have difficulty finding shirts that fit?
Are you leaking milk out of 1/3 of your nipples?
If so, you might have a third nipple and could be in line for a huge compensation payout from God.
Hi, we're the team from Acharash, and Buzzard, and we don't stop until we get you a big payout from the big guy.
But don't take our word for it. We lie for a living. Here's the word of one of our very satisfied customers.
Yeah, when I found out I had a third nipple, I was like, cool. But then the team from Acharash and Buzzard told me I could get an almighty payout from the Almighty. That'll work, won't it? You'll buy that?
Acharash, and Buzzard. The only lawyers you should put your faith in to sue God. Because we didn't make you like this, he did. Or she.
Nah, it's a bloke.
Don't call those coked up lawyers. Instead, we'll talk to Jenz.
Hey!
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Very, very good. What did we do like a week
Siege.
ago?
Siege.
Siege!
Amateur hour.
Yes. Because you and I were like, this is the first time we've really had an interaction.
Yeah.
That wasn't just like liking a tweet or something.
Yeah.
So very happy to have you on here. And you've obviously been having lots of adventures with Steph in Among Us. What do you find is the key to being good at that game?
I think definitely knowing the map, just so a lot of people love to ask where you've been or what you've been doing. And Ash in particular, Ash on LOL, she knows exactly what tasks are happening at the exact spot at any location, and she is scary.
It's because she comes from League of Legends, and
Yeah,
like
that's
anyone
true.
who is great at a MOBA is entirely about like small detail process oriented. It's just no
So true. I have terrible map awareness in general. If I play like a shooter and I'm trying to do like calls and stuff, and if I get shot or something, oh, there was a in the thing behind me. People are like, thanks, Steph. Real helpful. But yeah, no, this I find that map awareness is so crucial in this, but also things are happening so quickly, and you're trying to think about not only who you've seen, but who you've seen do what and where, and also keep track of where you were. And then be really convincing about it in meeting sections. And here's what I know about Jenz from the few times I've been fortunate enough to kind of see her and hang out with her. She is like lovely, sweet, wholesome, great community. What I now know about her, fantastic liar, very shifty, convincing arguments in the realm of deception. So, whatever she's got going on, it's all a ruse, is what I'm saying.
Where does that come from,
Yeah.
Jenz? A background of deception.
My secrets. It's a game that for sure makes you really think about your friends, and you just can't trust your friends anymore. Like, I don't trust Cardboard at all.
Did you ever trust him though? I don't trust Cardboard. I love Cardboard, but I'm like, you are hiding something. All I've ever seen is your face. I can't get close to you emotionally. You can't trust him.
That's true.
He's very
I guess I'm a bit naive.
I feel like he's just shifty. He's got a shifty demeanor.
He does.
Yeah.
But also, like, I think I found with Cardboard that I would suspect him by default. We ejected him a few times without probable cause.
Well, I wanted to ask you, Jenz, because I won't get the true story out of Steph, just a breakdown of the games you had. How many times did Steph get away with murder and yourself as well?
Well, I know when she was the intruder, someone asked what task she was, and I was the intruder with her.
Oh,
so I was
yeah.
Maybe she just doesn't know. She's never played this game.
She was trying to
It's
cover for me.
That's good.
But yeah, they didn't really.
Oh, you and
they
I
didn't
need
really
a
buy that.
co-murder.
He crawled under the bus to try and pull Steph out.
That's right. Yeah, I was getting slowly crushed by the weight of my own lies.
We were talking before about why we think this game is kind of blowing up currently as a streaming kind of game. Why do you think it's gotten so popular so recently?
I have no idea. Either COVID being a thing where just people want to be playing games with like friends, or they finally want to like lie and like kill people and be all snidey. I don't know.
One or
Maybe
the
there's
other.
a dark side to it, or maybe there's a light side to it. It can be both.
I totally think it's that thing of like everyone's letting their hair grow out a little bit, maybe putting on a bit of weight, and then also I can finally kill and maybe get away with it because no one's allowed outside, so no one will see me.
I think there's a lot to be said for streaming culture too, and that there are games that came out a couple of years ago when Twitch wasn't so big a thing, and now that people are discovering what is popular on Twitch and what people like to watch, because this is a game that's about deception and discussion, but because there's such a strong visual element too, it actually streams really well.
Yeah, totally.
Like it's a really great, for this style of game, it's a really great game to stream.
I'm very excited about playing it. I like we spoke a couple of weeks ago, terrible at D&D, so fucking good at werewolf. So I am pumped. Tell me more about your jumper.
Oh, it's a Dangerfield crocodile hippie.
So dope.
Eating a burger.
nice.
Yeah.
And I was going to say it's a clutch, but there's a strap, so it's a handbag.
Peter loves saying the word
learned the
clutch
word.
because it is a style of lady bag that he learned the specific name for.
Right.
So anytime I have one, he goes, "Is that a clutch?
So
Is that a clutch?"
yeah, right. But
Never a clutch.
Trying to relate.
Jenz, I think your point about the fact that like everyone is at home wanting to play games. This is a game where 10 people maximum, is it?
Yeah.
10 people can get together, and I never have 10. Oh my god, there's a creep behind you.
Get out, Pancho.
It's not your time, Barjo.
couldn't let her have it, could you? You fucking monster.
Is there a cat in there as well? I think I saw a tail, or has Barger got a tail? Okay, okay.
She has a tail, secretly.
I was just going to say 10 people together. Like, I don't remember the last game that I would get. Like, you can play 5v5 some games.
Yeah.
It's like, when do you get together with 9 other people? And
That's where the Pocket community is so good.
Yeah.
They did say that they've been playing a ton on the Discord and stuff.
But you're right about COVID. Like right now, you're getting people who are like going, "I want to do playing like Jackbox and that kind of stuff as well." And this seems like an evolution of that. Just that next step. I could get those friends who play quiz games and be like, "Hey, we've played Secret Hitler. Like, why don't we all just kill each other as astronauts?"
Because it's actually a game that you can't play. What's the minimum number, Jenz, you'd say you'd be able to play with?
I reckon at least 8. And
Yeah.
even that, it's really easy for you guys to win. Like the crewmates compared to the intruders.
Yeah, right.
Your husband is trying to hide his entire body behind your outline, and it's working for
It's succeeding.
90% of the time.
Twitch.tv/Barjo.
There he is.
Sorry, he's spooking his channel behind you.
Well, he's very proud of the new handle, so that's why.
Fair enough.
So, Jenz, you were talking about Friends and about how this is a game that brings friends together. Now, we wanted to, I was like, we should start doing something with our guests other than just like bringing on and talking to them.
Waiting for their spouses to bomb their stream.
Yeah. So I wanted to play a quiz with you, and so I messaged you earlier today and was like, hey, what topics are you knowledgeable in? And you said food. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, let's narrow that down a bit. And then you came back and you went, oh, no, I know a fair bit about Friends as well. And you know so much about Friends that you put the full stop in between every letter so that
We're talking about Friends, the TV show.
We're talking about Friends, the TV
Yes.
show.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we are so in for this. So we have created a new segment for you. You are the first person who is going to be a part of, what's it called?
It's called Pock. Give me a
Pock-Quiz
Pock-Quiz Hot Shot.
There it is.
There it is. And only now am I checking the spelling on a graphic when it comes off midstream.
Is that whiz?
I think Hot
It looks
Shot's
like
2 words now that I look at that.
It's a weird font.
Hot shot.
Yeah.
And that
so
Q is rough.
Hide many spelling errors under strange font stuff.
this is the Pock-Quiz game. There's no prize other than just pride. This is the Friends edition. And I was very excited about this because I have come off the back. About 2 months ago, I finished a full 10-season rewatch of Friends.
Ooh.
So I was.
Wait, are you competing with her, or are you just
No.
you're just
I was just
holding
like-
that over her as an achievement?
I was like, I don't even need to look things up. I can just like
There you
off the
go.
top of the dome these questions. So,
all right.
okay. Are we ready for question number 1, Jenz?
So ready.
What is the name of Joey's bedtime penguin pal, who you can see on screen right now? Is it A, Snowflake, B, Waddles, C, Hugsy?
Hugsy.
Hugsy is correct.
Bravo. Lovely.
Good job.
Lovely. Wait, should we all, sorry, one more time. When she gets it right, we all go.
Very good. Very good.
Question number 2. What fake name does Phoebe use when she wants to remain anonymous?
And you can see that's a Phoebe on screen right now.
Is it A, Regina Phalange, B, Bonnie Riddle, C, Phyllis Halbert?
Regina Phalange.
Regina Phalange.
How many questions are there?
Good bit. No, there's 5
Too many.
that are hard.
Okay, good.
Question number 3. I mean, this is super easy. Who is Chandler and Joey's TV guide addressed to? Is it A, Miss Chanel Bang, B, Ms. Chanandla Bang, C, Miss Chanandla Bong?
It is C, Miss Chanandala Bong.
Should we do it? We should do the lead in next time. Just
So no one told you life was gonna be this way.
All right.
That's worse.
Question 4. What kind of outfit does Joey wear to Monica and Chandler's wedding? Is it A, a firefighter's outfit, B, a soldier's outfit, C, a chef's outfit?
It is B, a soldier's outfit.
So no.
She's so good.
Damn it! Damn it!
Question 5.
You're doing heaps better than us.
Where?
Wait, we were playing?
And we got the easy job to clap.
Yeah.
The real challenge is the clapping. Question 5. Where did Chandler fly so that he could break up with Janice? Was it A, Budapest, B, Yemen, C, Israel?
It is B, Yemen.
You know this show.
I
like
know
the back
that
of your hand.
I'm going to Yemen.
I'm going to Yemen.
So then that was the 5 multiple choice. They don't mean anything because the actual quiz is now with the final question. It's not multiple choice. Paul Rudd portrays Mike Hannigan, Phoebe's third husband. How did they meet?
They met because Joey was meant to organize a blind date with Phoebe, with a guy named Mike.
Yes, and
And so he yelled out Mike at a restaurant, and he said he waved his hand.
This is bullshit. This is exactly what you wrote in the thing.
Wow.
That deserves it.
I know,
That deserves an
right?
8 clap.
well done.
Smashed it.
That was amazing.
God, insane.
You're crazy. You should go on like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Friends edition
If
and win a
Einstein
bunch of
had
money.
Oh, and for bonus points, which Friends character are you?
Oh god.
Isn't that like everyone's major question?
It is. I don't know. I don't think I've ever related to Friends. I have a favorite Friends character, but I don't feel like I've ever related to one.
That's such
I'm
a
going to go
Monica
just
answer.
off the hair, and you are Gunther.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for being a part of the very first Pock-Quiz Hot Shot.
Possibly the last one.
Nah, this is a fucking stayer. And they should all be Friends questions every time. Let the good people who don't watch you, who clearly are not good people and are in fact idiots, let them know where they can watch you and follow all your adventures.
Well, I'm on twitch.tv/Jenzlinger. We do variety games, and yeah, I'm not great at games, but we play some stuff.
But you're shit hot at Friends.
Cool. Well, thanks very much, Jenz. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you for having me. Have a lovely night.
Bye.
Thanks, Jenz.
I do want to have a murder party soon.
Yeah.
And I'm over my my whole Hannibal thing now. So this is, you know.
So you don't want to
Do you
just eat
mean
them. You would
wanna
just waste the body.
Do you mean you want to have like a How to Host a Murder, or do you want to have like a?
I'm into games.
Okay,
But I
okay.
mean, I could definitely, the How to Host a Murder Nights, yeah, I could do one of those as well.
I've been wanting
Why
to
did
do
everyone look
those
at me like they
things.
didn't
no,
want to
because
come?
because I was thinking the same thing as Steph. I was like, oh no, actually, 3/4 of this. I imagine you'd probably be good at it. Like How to Host a Murder. That feels like That's my jam.
It's so my jam. And I finally convinced a bunch of friends to play it once. My mistake was I let everyone get too drunk before we played it.
Yeah, right.
And so people were kind of like half committed, but also just wanting to have like a good time and get loose.
And they're just trying to have a good time.
Peter was playing this
When
like
there's a murder
seedy
party
doctor, and like his doctor just kept getting seedier and seedier.
right.
And it was like,
We've shot
Peter, what does it say on your card? And he was like,
My lab coat got shorter and shorter as the night went on.
Yeah, and you almost hooked up with that sexy golf pro. What was this guy?
Gus in a glove.
golf
Gus
pro.
loves a glove.
I was a golf
Oh, this
pro.
must have
Single
been on the
glove.
ski trip. Is it a requirement that the murder parties end in a key party? Because I feel like that has to be how these things end. Is like how to.
I feel like that's how you want it to end.
Oh, there it is.
That's a touch and going.
Green.
We got it.
Actually, I won't say this, but
Post show.
Post show.
yeah,
Oh dear.
yeah.
One time when we had a key party,
Yes, yeah. I would like. We could. How many people do you need to host a murder party? Could you do it with like 4 or 5?
I think there's, I think you need at least 5 usually.
Because we could just turn one of these dumb streams where we're constantly just talking about the same shit, which is video games, into one like how to host a murder stream.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I would love that. We've got to choose the right time period because you can do like a cool 1950s one, or there's like a 1920s manor house.
Keep going backwards, but with accents.
What if it was like it was that time period? We're still trying to do the show, but eventually people get knocked off the episode as it's going along.
Well, Scotty can be the dead body because she doesn't have to say anything.
And she barely moves throughout a stream.
Exactly. She plays the part beautifully because she sleeps all stream.
She's on a big comfy chair.
Just with a knife sticking out. That's terrible.
Brutal.
Oh my god.
We can make her wear one
is
of
wrong
those
with
like
you?
I love you, baby.
We can make her wear one of those little novelty headbands for Halloween with the.
The arrow.
Yeah.
Like the, one of my favorite sketches ever was a like D-Generation Late Show sketch.
Right.
Where they did a Lucky You with Amy parody commercial, and the woman at the end who turns around and goes, "Lucky You with Amy," and then an arrow just goes boing.
It was Scotty in the studio with the bow and arrow, which was never a clue weapon.
All right. Well, let's jump to an ad break, and then we'll be back to talk about.
Yeah, break now.
Would you?
We're going to discuss.
Oh, we should. Oh, do you want to do discussion? Then we'll do an ad break after
Check
the.
the rundown.
Before we do that, why don't we
we're a
just
bit
quickly
wild.
circle back to the fact that some people might still be in shock from the new sponsors of the show or the commercial they might have seen during that ad break.
That's right. Should we talk about what we just saw?
Should we or should we just suppress what we just saw and never see it again? What you saw there was the wonder that was a sponsored Pocket ad from the level.
$100 tier.
Yeah, one of our
Top stitch.
supreme
This all
top
happened
stitch.
too fast.
This all happened.
Oh no, yeah, no,
Yeah,
the $100
that's top stitch, $100.
Yeah.
Yep, that was a top stitch ad, as we promised many weeks ago, and every week since then. We are putting together the ads for the top stitched patrons. That was for James Buzzard, or Acharash, spelt the way it was in the document when I pasted it into the ad.
It's all part of it.
It's all part of the
It's
fun.
a cheap lawyer ad. They can't.
So
spell.
that is the style, or one of the styles of the ads you'll be seeing popping up in future episodes. I believe that tier is full, so we've got many more ads to go, and they're just for you to watch and enjoy. But yeah,
Yes, and they'll be playing out in our ad breaks going forward.
but along with that, we will still be putting in the words from sponsors, which you'll see later on, and other such bits of media that go in the ad breaks as well.
Also, we'll totally open that tier up again if we feel like we got that ad thing under control. It's just
Yeah.
the thing was that we launched everything, and within
That
10
night we
minutes
locked it down.
of that tier filled up, which meant that not only did we need to figure out everything that we're doing, all the ways that this show operates, but we also need to make these commercials. Now we've finally got a hold on the rest of it. Then we feel like
You're just trying to manage being able to deliver everything that people are currently signing up for.
Yeah, we had to put
before you let more people sign
We
up.
had
for
to do
it.
it slowly, otherwise the ads wouldn't be of the high quality and standard that you just saw before. So, imagine if we rushed it.
Jesus. How do I see that ad again?
We'll put it up.
But how do I see it now?
You can't.
You can't.
Can I walk over to your computer and just check something?
No. Is it spelling?
Yeah. Because I'm just looking at the document and I'm like, I don't know what was on screen, but it's fine. We'll figure it out later.
I can't scrub it. But
So we're excited to start unveiling. We did a fun shoot yesterday.
Yep.
The funnest part about that for me Well, actually, it was seeing you two. Like, you, when you went full hair, was very exciting. But then Pete embodying a character, because Pete, not always the most comfortable on camera. And then suddenly, that
He
little...
found
that
creepy.
nerdy little
I hate it here.
English bird lawyer.
This is
I
all
feel like
torture.
he's probably. I think he's comfortable playing a character, but I feel like it's more like I think acting is fun, but like when you have to be yourself, I personally find that hard.
I love it. He's
Yeah.
comfortable playing a character. The real problem Pete has is Pete.
But isn't that like I feel
Yeah,
like
of
that's
course.
anyone's
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
when you can kind of like be a pretend person, then it's fun. And as soon as they're like, now tell us about you, it's like
One of my favorite stories from that shoot yesterday was that Pete and I have shot a lot of stuff together, and as mates, I think sometimes it's awkward for a friend and a co-worker to have to see you put on a performance. And so as the person behind the camera and / director, they have to tell you if they thought it was convincing or not. And being someone who's seen you in every scenario, they can just say like, that sounded forced. And I was like, yeah, that's television. Sometimes, or that's whatever we're doing. It's got to sound a little presented, and it might not sound genuine. And so sometimes we'll do things together, and Pete will just be like, yeah, that was fine. And I'm like, oh. But yesterday,
Never mind.
I got to play a character that was so disgusting and
It's
sleazy
fucking great.
that Pete was like, oh, I hate it. Yeah. I was like, yes, got it.
I went last because, of course, I had to. But Nick was like such a character. Like, that's like.
my favorite was the weird button thing.
Yeah, that was. Like, as soon as the button was done up wrong, it was like, that was everything your character was.
yeah.
And it was perfect. Yep. And then Gus got up and was just like the sleaziest
I just
bastard
pushed
ever.
out like that alpha that I don't.
It was very funny because you
Yeah.
slipped into it like a warm
It was so
bath
easy.
of
worms.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Pete and I were looking at each other. It's like the real him.
And then I was like, well, I need to be a caricature in and around these two that's not these two. So then I don't know what the fuck happened.
Well, I liked it.
I was just like, part the hair in the middle and something will happen.
It started with you put the glasses down the end of your nose, you went
Yeah.
like this, and it was like, oh yeah, so you could be the lawyer that actually knows about the law, and so you're the
means I'm
dirty one,
British.
and you were like, yes, I'm a lawyer, and it was like, okay, cool, channel that, and then you get in front of camera, and you were like,
Went whoop.
and you started, yeah, you embodied someone else. So it's very enjoyable. So we've got a ton. There's parodies of all different sorts of ad forms. So
Yeah. And all four of us will be jumping on camera, voiceover, doing all sorts of fun stuff as we go forward. So
we
we've
did
come
some
up
more
with
recording today.
some very silly ideas that you'll be seeing in the future. But that was
Nicrotex
fun.
says, I didn't get a... Sorry to interrupt you. Nicrotex, as a $100 patron, says, I didn't get a message about an ad. Should I have? No. We're making the ads for you.
yeah.
Do you think James Buzzard had any input on that ad? It was about 3 nipples.
So we are taking what you gave us in your. We're either coming up with something fresh like we did with
From your name?
Avexia,
Yeah.
which I'm very the Avexia one that I particularly love, or we're getting inspired from the stuff that you sent through in the survey for the logos, because obviously everyone who subscribed to that tier also got themselves a logo, so we know a bit about you already. All right, let's jump into the news. Speaking about patrons that we love, is there a patron we love more than exclamation mark Tim?
Oh,
Who
I
sponsors
forgot
the
we've got the
backup?
news
We've got news as well.
No, that's
Kick it
why,
off.
that's why I wanted to put it at the top of the show, but that's fine.
Fair enough.
It is the backup. It's sponsored by Tim. Tim is the hero pocketeer from the Learn Programming Academy. Tim, as Steph and I spoke about on Wednesday, has taught nearly 1 million students with his course.
So many. What a gift to bring to the world, Tim.
As long as to be fair, as
Tim
long
is
as
the
he's
gift.
teaching them correctly. Because what if he's wrong?
That's true.
That's a lot of misinformation.
I don't think that Tim would have risen to the lofty heights that he has at the Learn Programming Academy had he not been the cream of the crop, programming crop.
Because the cream
Rises to the top.
rises to the top, and Tim
Yeah.
has risen to the tippity top. And Tim, because he's just flooded with cash, doesn't need a lot of money from you. His courses are $20 or less for the most part. They are all video courses, super easy to absorb, super easy to learn. So you just head to Learn Programming Academy to learn programming from Tim. Get an exclamation mark chat, exclamation mark Tim in the chat to make sure that you can learn about the Learn Programming Academy. That's all I have to say about Tim, because let's talk about the news. We weren't going to do the news in this because obviously we've got the news shows that we run during the week, but Xbox just decided to put out a ton of news today. And so we just thought that we had to mention it. Obviously, the last couple of days we've seen some leaks.
On YouTube.
We've seen some Xbox S confirmed, and then Microsoft came out and said, yes, this is all true, blah, blah, blah. And then we thought, well, the Xbox Series X is not far behind, and they did confirm it at like 11:59 last night, which was sort of sometime in the morning America time. But looking at the price that they confirmed it with, I was like, yeah, it's probably a good thing that they dropped that tweet at midnight. Xbox Series X Australian is going to cost $749 and New Zealand $799. So it is a big chunk of change.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like tricky to make this decision now, I think.
Between
Trickier.
It's trickier to make this decision.
S and X.
between S and X?
Between S and X.
Because X is $749, S is $499 now.
Yeah.
And what's making it harder for you?
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I was so sold on the idea of just getting the best of the best.
Yep.
But now I'm kind of trying to understand whether I'm really going to see the difference
Yeah,
in
yeah,
my
yeah.
day-to-day use. But are we talking about the EB deal? Or is that like a weird...
No, I totally think we can because that's absurd.
Yeah. Apparently, if you trade in your Xbox One X...
So the Xbox you currently own. Yep.
own, you can buy the Xbox Series X for $400.
Fuck off. What?
Yeah.
Let me. I'm gonna bring up.
What?
Press start.
So then I flipped back and I was like, well, if that's the case, then I will get the bigger one.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Because Shannon Grixty at Press Start had this. So Xbox Series X will be $329 when you trade in your Xbox One X. I believe this has to be done as part of the pre-order.
Pre-order.
Yep.
So Series X, $329 with an Xbox One X. Series X, $509 with a One S. Series S is $259 with a 1S.
Oh, this naming.
This is so confusing, and I'm so sorry.
Yep.
And this Series S is $79 with a 1X.
Wait, so I give them a 1X and I get a 1S for $79.
Correct.
$80 basically upgrades my Xbox to the next generation lower tier Xbox.
Yes.
The better
So-
Xbox than what I currently have.
It is better in a number of ways. It is worse in some ways. Like, I mean, if the teraflop number is the only thing that you want to judge the consoles by, then it is slightly lower. But it is a 1440p up to 120 frames console, which is if you're not doing 4K gaming. If you bought a 1X and you're not doing any 4K gaming, then it's a freaking no-brainer.
Because we didn't mention this on Wednesday when we were going through the S stuff, that I play my consoles, I don't actually play them on a television, I play them on my monitor because I just sort of have them all set up because it's like I'm not going to take over the TV.
Yeah.
But when I do that, it's like I've got 1440p monitors, but they're playing 1080p games. And the S supports 1440p. I don't have anything in my house that's 4K. Sure, I could future-proof by going there. But even if I get the 4K thing, it's still downsampling or like putting
Onto that monitor,
into at most 1440p, and it's a big square box as opposed to the sexy speaker box.
Yeah, I feel like your situation in
For $80?
particular, playing on a monitor is probably you're the minority of people how they use their Xbox.
I have mine hooked up to
But
my
totally,
massive
that-
But your massive TVs are all like 1080p, right? Or do you have?
4K.
Oh, you do
We
have
have
4K. Yeah, right. Do you have a 4K TV? Am I the
I
only one that doesn't
I
have a 4K
think I
TV?
just upgraded to something that it may be 4K now.
Yeah, right.
I don't think I can tell the difference.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that's the thing. That's the reason I never.
Sorry,
upgraded
I'm the
this.
guy
I
who
was like,
can't see what's on that screen in front of me now. I'm like, sure.
yeah, and
There's some
again,
Ks up there. I don't know how many.
frame rate is more important to gaming to me than
I would
resolution.
agree.
If I can get 1440 at 120 frames, that's all I really want, or need. Obviously, want the world at an affordable price, but that's not going to happen. But that's a freaking bargain.
I'm for sure trading in my old one to get the big one.
Yep.
That's my
400.
choice.
But as
Yeah.
you said before, sorry, I missed that while I was bringing up the footage in front of us. So the idea is this is something that has to be done as a pre-order. It can't be done
Yes.
once
I
the
believe so,
console
yes.
itself
That's
drops.
right, yeah.
And if you're an EB
Interesting.
World member, you get more of a discount. But the other
and
concession,
pre-orders
of
start on
course-
September 22nd, just to say.
Yep.
Okay, right.
The other concession, of course, is that the S doesn't have a disk drive.
Yes.
So doesn't affect me.
Yep.
Does affect people with bad internet because if they want to play a game on launch day, I mean, there's still day one freaking patch.
Yeah, I was going to say they
freaking
still
game.
need to download a 16 gig. pack.
Yeah, but at least they get a head start with a
Yeah.
Blu-ray
And that's
disc. that's gonna keep a dot
roughly
on it.
what, 512 gig?
as storage.
512
512 gig is
the S.
Yeah.
Expandable to a 1.5 terabytes. There's a 1 terabyte other NVMe drive that is an expansion drive.
But I think it's proprietary, right? Like you
It is
can't just-
proprietary.
yeah.
It's another Xbox One that will plug straight in. You
But
can get
it's
it for
plugged
both
in. It can't
consoles.
be internal. It has to be.
I believe it'll be internal. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think there's a port on the back that you can like
yeah. You just-
slide it into. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, like an SD card stuff.
Yeah, right. Because it did feel strange, a little part that it was like the non-disc version has the smaller hard drive. So it's like, okay. I mean, to be honest, like I play games on rotation and I've fortunate enough to have decent internet that I can cycle if I'm not going to play something. So I feel like that's not a big draw for me.
Chad are you about to read what I'm reading?
Yeah, that it's only for level 4 EB World members.
What the hell does
What
that
is
mean?
that?
What is that?
I don't think so. I think that unless I'm quoting the press start article from today, the level 4 EB World members get an extra 20% is what was
Advertised.
published earlier today.
Yeah, right.
Maybe that information was wrong, but
hell
I
is-
believe everyone gets a decent discount, and then
Until we told them all
it's-
about it
If
and
you
they go
spend
into
$1
a
million,
panic and
Oh, yeah.
we have so many Xbox One X's lying around.
so these trade deals exist for consoles through EB Games. I mean, we don't need to sprig EB Games. The only reason it's worth mentioning is because they're usually a freaking rort.
Yeah.
And it comes to trade-in, so this is just like
Yeah.
weirdly
It's interesting to see
generous.
for the first time a sensible move or something to do with an upgrade that isn't,
Yeah.
throw in a box a whole bunch of your old games and all that kind of stuff. And then even then you
Yeah.
feel like, you feel a bit dirty when you come out of it?
Yeah.
There must be a.
Easy,
Is
Nick.
there a?
Cricketo has the
some sort of like black market on the Xbox One X that we don't know about? Is there a part of it that's like that part of a whale that you kill a whole whale just to eat this much, like that we don't know about?
So just in case the press start article had old information, Carito 142342 says trade deals for non-EB World members. The Series X $400, $399 when you trade an Xbox One X. And the cheapest thing is trading in an Xbox One X to get an Xbox Series S is $149.
So not 70.
So not $79.
That's if you're not a...
This is according to I'm so sorry, Carito 142342 as opposed to press start outlet. So I'm not sure who's got the right info
Interesting.
there, but there's some numbers floating around today.
Yeah, wow. Well, I mean, look, it still seems like the idea there is that they're trying to capitalize on that trade-in, like all console generations do. But that's the first I've heard that does sound somewhat reasonable. And that I was literally thinking the other night, I was like, I do want to get on board with the whole next gen of consoles. And I'm staring at that thing under my... it's like, does that get downgraded to the study or does that get used in
Yeah.
that secondary one, which I feel happened in that annoying 1 and 1X.
We have a
kind
bunch.
of-
Yeah, we ended up with Xbox Ones that were just that I put in other rooms that I thought that I was going to use and then never ended up using.
I don't remember there
We
being a
ended up
particularly good
donating them.
trade-in system for a 1 to 1X. It was like a
Yeah.
massive upgrade. PlayStation Pro, same thing. It's like there was nothing. It was more sensible to hang on to that old hardware almost.
Plus, I have a couple of PS4s at home hooked up to like. I mean, I just said this, but the television upstairs, there isn't one up there, and then my office downstairs. But when I have something that I actually want to play on the one upstairs, I just unplug the one from downstairs and take it up and play. Because it's like when you're managing like the amount of patches and installs and downloads of stuff, it's like it's hard enough to do all that stuff on one, let alone remember
Totally.
to install
Especially
shit on
since the
second.
the auto updates never.
They never work.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these are like, we want to talk about some fucking first world problems, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Back Pocket. Okay, so that is the price. They've also, I mean, they haven't really confirmed the launch lineup, but we've figured out the launch lineup. You're going to be able to play on the Xbox, whichever one you get when it comes out. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Destiny 2 Beyond Light. So Valhalla pushed or
Pulled forward.
their release date by a week
yeah,
to
right.
meet the release of the Xbox. It also gives them a little more breathing room around Cyberpunk as opposed to what comes out 2 days before
Smart,
Cyberpunk. It's
smart.
like now 9
Yeah.
days. Destiny
Gives
2.
you that time to finish Valhalla before you play Cyberpunk.
Oh,
Yeah, good luck
yes.
with that.
Oh yes.
That's a deep Assassin's Creed session if you're finishing that.
Oh,
in 9
wow.
days as well.
Yeah.
Destiny
Thank you,
2
Couch.
originally was supposed to be out in September. It got pushed to November. Dirt 5 got delayed a bit, and it's coming out then as well. The Falconeer, you'll be able to play. Gears Tactics, Tetris Effect Connected, Watch Dogs Legion, which is coming out in October, but it will be available for the new Xbox then. And Yakuza Like a Dragon is coming out that day as well. So there are, like if you look at Yakuza Like a Dragon, which we can't play right now, Dirt 5, and Destiny are like, and I guess Assassin's Creed Valhalla are the 4 games that you can't play before that, I suppose. Oh, and the Falconeer. So maybe there are games. Maybe there are games.
Yeah, there's still like it's Destiny.
It's not like games.
And it's the new Assassin's Creed, which people obviously are excited about, and it's going to be.
But
sure
you can also
sick,
play on
but
PlayStation.
you will be able to play it on your current console. Yeah.
And it is also
Upgrade.
it's a sequel in a series that's wonderful and beloved, but it's like you know somewhat of what you're getting in that. It's not going to be a completely fresh experience.
Falconeer is the actually.
I was going to say I'm sticking on this trailer because this is the
Totally.
one that just looks gorgeous and a new experience.
It doesn't look like Crash Bandicoot next gen. It looks like a nice indie title, but yeah.
And then the other thing you'll be able to play is that Xbox announced today that EA Play is joining Game Pass as that service just continues to be more and more compelling.
Yeah.
That's pretty full on. Like so basically that will wrap up in the Xbox Pass.
Yeah, in
cost.
your current subscription, they're raising the price because it's coming out of beta now. The Game Pass on PC, which was originally like $1 when you sign up, and then $5 or something a month, is now going to the full
$9.99,
$10. But EA Play means you're bringing the EA vault of games. It doesn't give you the new games that come out straight away. That's still EA Origin Premiere, which is available through EA Origin, I think. And that's like $20 a month. But you do get like all of last year's sports games, basically any game that I think is like a year old, you kind of get access to from EA. And then I think you should probably maybe still get discounts on it.
I think you do get the EA Play tier, whatever that is, which if there's there might be a premiere above it, but I think EA Play will include things like Madden's coming out and you get to play it for 10 hours before it comes out. Kind of thing.
Right,
That kind of stuff as well. So it's like, if I play 10 hours of Madden, I've had my fill of Madden for the year as well. So it's like that kind of thing is really cool to be able to just dive into and like see you later. But
And that is something that is doing the thing that, and I know I'm just the Game Pass fanboy at this point, but it's doing that thing of becoming more the Netflix of games because you're not just relying on, they're not just relying on Xbox at the moment, but their slate is relatively limited of things that aren't Xbox affiliated titles. And this is now really opening up to, this is EA's catalog.
For sure. Yeah.
I think it's a really interesting timing to raise the price because they're obviously generating a lot of goodwill by getting like the EA Play stuff across, by announcing reasonably priced consoles. They're still expensive, but I don't think they're like people were worried that they'd be $1,000 for the One X kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like they're on the front foot at the moment, and they've got 10 million people signed to some form of Game Pass, whether it's the Xbox, the PC, or the Ultimate. And a lot of those people would still be on the I spent $1 to upgrade my Xbox Gold kind of thing. So I wonder, like, they're still in that. It hasn't come out of the wash yet. How many people are going to stick around at full fare?
That's a good point.
I'm sure they have the numbers to back it up. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. But it feels like they could go another 6 months and keep building goodwill with the new console launch and be like, everyone's on this fucking thing before they go like, which they have to. They must be running that at a loss, right? That whole part of their business must be running at a loss.
Yeah.
So to go from 10 like let's say 10 million people were at $5 and went to $10. That's $50 million extra dollars a month going into the company that suddenly maybe starts getting them closer to the baseline of what they're spending to keep this thing running.
Yeah.
And will mean that they can grow more and more and more as well. So, just interesting timing.
Yeah, totally. Though I guess the flip side of that is like you go from 5 to 10, it's a jump, but I think it's still like it's double. But you look at it and you go, that's still really good value. And you go, all these new people coming in, buying an Xbox, if you didn't know it was $1 and you buy an Xbox and you're like, wait, so for only $10 a month I get all these games? Yeah, that's fine. Like to fresh eyes, that's a really good deal. But
Hula Hoop says it's the price of buying one AAA and one indie game a year. Like
totally.
When you think about it that way, it's like it is a no-brainer.
Totally. And like and it felt like $5 was like almost a premium 24 months ago, and then 12 months ago it felt like you were stealing games. And now you're coming back to a level that's like on par with expectation of what the platform is giving you back as well. So So there you go. Xbox have kind of
come out with everything, I suppose. Like there'll be some more things floating up, and maybe we'll get a surprise extra game or two that gets announced. But they're kind of now waiting on Sony to.
I was going to say, it really has put the push on now on Sony to do something because, I mean, the last we heard from them was just the two different iterations of the console. We've still got no price point, release window, but that's still pretty loose.
Currently, the PlayStation Plus service gives you what? Like online play?
Online play
and-
and 2 games a month, I believe.
You get 2 free games a
rotate
month,
round.
and then you get some discounts.
Which is pretty much games with goals. So they're still on. They don't have the pass mode or the version
They
that
do
is like,
not here. Like PlayStation Now is
Yes.
like Netflix for PlayStation,
Yeah.
not in Australia.
Yeah.
and you stream
Right, yeah.
those games as
Yeah.
opposed to download them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But here,
we don't
Plus
have
just gets you
the
2 free
infrastructure
games.
to be able to make that work.
Yeah.
I remember.
I mean, like, yeah.
Because they have, I remember they launched that PlayStation box thing. It was like PlayStation TV or something like
View.
that. PlayStation View.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's going to be so cool. And then I was like, oh, we'd never get that.
Yeah, but I mean, at the moment, their point of difference is like they aren't doing this stuff. Like I guess they're going on premium, and
Yeah.
like they have. I would argue that they have the better library of first-party titles. Like they have the pedigree of.
And
they're
they're
the
gonna-
software behind them, and Xbox are kind of going with mass, and Sony is going
Yeah.
with like quality. If
We're gonna have our
pare it down to that.
our
Yeah.
expensive console, and you're going to pay $80 for each of these bespoke,
That's true.
beautiful AAA.
I kind of understand
games kind
why
of
they
thing.
would be protective of that too.
Yeah.
Because it's true. They have these like incredible like console exclusives that they don't just want to kind of start
Yeah.
giving people access to via subscription.
But even if they could make 4 of those a year, which they can't, like, they can't compete with a Game Pass at full ball, right? Like, I feel like this, like, the Game Pass is, the consoles don't mean a fucking thing to Xbox.
Yeah.
Game Pass is the next generation of what Xbox is
Yeah.
going to be.
Yeah.
Because on your PC, it's going to be on your freaking phone.
Yeah, some games are on Android, like some of that EA stuff you can play on your phone.
Yeah, it's like that's their game plan, and that's a strategy they've been cooking for years now.
Yeah.
And even now for PlayStation to react to it, it's going to take time for them to, I think, yes, I do think PlayStation will throughout this whole generation have better exclusives.
Yeah.
And I think they did through the last generation as well.
Yeah.
But if the service of Game Pass eclipses value of what these exclusives can give you, then like Xbox is going to...
For people who have X
Maybe.
amount of money to spend, they're going to put it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's
Yeah.
the family console because you get. I mean, there's even deals. I don't know if they exist in Australia where you get the Series X plus Game Pass for $35 a month or something like that.
That's right. Yeah,
Plus
they
games
actually
with gold. So yeah.
Yeah, so you pay for
You're paying off the
like a
console.
phone plan.
Yeah,
you
essentially.
pay for the console as you pay for this plan.
Telstra doing that.
Telstra are running that. here?
Yeah.
I think I saw an ad for that was saying it's Game Pass and the S that you're paying off.
right.
With that whole
Series S.
yes,
Yeah.
but you're paying it off like a phone with
Yeah.
the subscription.
Which
Right, okay.
there is like obviously Telstra make money on that because they make the console 150% the price.
Yeah.
It's kind of people pick on phone plans for preying on people who don't have the cash to be able to afford things, and it's kind of predatory to be like, you can have the best thing in the world
right now.
if you just give us a little bit of money for a long period of time.
Yeah.
But it is from a budget perspective, more affordable way for a family to get one console that's got a shit ton of stuff on
Get it on day one as
And
well.
get
Get
it-
it when their
and-
kids or family, everyone's screaming.
and
for it.
you're sorted for
Yeah.
a long
Yeah,
time.
look, I still think Sony have in their corner. They still have that premium experience, and I like you. I think eventually value for money is going to push that out. But I still think there's so much more there's so much more weight to that discussion of them got people wanting to have that really premium Sony experience. It comes from a high-end console. That comes from just those 4 or 5 games they play. I don't know. I don't think it'll go away as quickly as you expect, or just be pushed out by something like a Game Pass that does have really good value.
Yeah, and sorry, Slowpunk in the chat also said, don't forget that there's also the fact that you're paying $60 to $80 for a game that you own for the rest of your life, as opposed to $10 a month for a license to access games.
Yeah.
Because obviously things rotate out of Game Pass. Like the Microsoft published stuff won't, but the extra stuff does rotate it in and out depending on.
I think UFC was in it for a while, and I was like, cool, I'll have that for my friends when they all join. That's gone now.
Yeah,
It's like,
and
oh.
so, but I do feel like the entire way that we consume media is moving more towards this sort of like a la carte license thing. So the idea of owning something, I think that like my kids are growing up in a world where they don't get that you can't just watch the same episode of Bluey 40 times. Like I couldn't do that when I was a kid. Like you can't just watch the same thing over and over again and go, oh, yeah, I love this one. Or like, I want to watch this. Like Banjo will literally go like, I want to watch, when we sit down for dinner, he's like, I want to watch Peppa Pig and then Bluey and then Grizzly and the Lemmings and then Daniel Tiger. And it's like,
And he's like, but I want these episodes.
Sure. Yeah, totally. And it's like, and you can just switch between this stuff. And so it's
spoiled.
It's very interesting to see how all right, calm the fuck down. It's going to be really interesting to see how all this shakes out. And I cannot imagine that Sony are not going to come out within the next 48 hours with something, because people are going to start getting that pre-order money set aside for...
I don't think, you
don't think so?
I just think this whole generation, Sony have been like kings of the castle, and they've been fucking loving it.
Yep.
They have like every time, like the early conversations about, like you see Xbox and Nintendo going like, let's make these games cross-platform and everyone can play together. And Sony being like, no.
Yeah.
Fuck you, little guys. So like they are enjoying being at the top, and they're doing really good consumer. They did really good consumer stuff throughout PS4's life, including making sure their studios were delivering shit hot, the best games in the world.
Yeah,
like The Last of Us 2. So they kind of earned their spot at the top.
It's also just like a regional thing too. Like barely anyone has an Xbox in Japan.
Yeah.
Like that's such a PlayStation focused area. There's areas of the world that just like Microsoft doesn't even factor.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like we've advertised companies enough.
Sure.
Do we feel like that?
Yeah.
EB Games, you got your shout out. But so we'll see how all that goes. All right, we will now jump to an ad break, and we'll be back right after this word from our sponsors and a little preview of next week's playback.
Hi, you're back.
Lol, what?
Oh, it's me. Hi.
Perform the playback, quick.
He's got penis fingers.
Ooh.
Hello. What? This is so my game. Is he giving me the finger? Why are they blurred out? Or he's got that fabled finger dick.
Who are you?
The first person you've spoken to in 3 million days. Can you taste it in the air? Something's wrong? Don't make me repeat myself. Right, okay. Who am I? Am I someone who worries about the little man with the genitals on his hands? Or am I irritated that they're here? Don't make me repeat myself.
Why?
Why is a demon in the Lands? The name's... Shin Yithk Jigath. You can call me Shinji. Damn it, why did I messed up the nickname shortened version. I don't deserve to do this job. What do you want, Shinji? I like a good bit of murder. It's a good time, the best time. You don't trust Shinji. You don't trust a dude like this. I knew it from the moment I saw your little Obelix head. Hi.
Hey.
Loki Cat said Nick holding up the stream to make a coffee again. Fuck you, Loki Cat. Steph was doing a whiz bomb.
Was it a whiz bomb? She was in there a while.
No, I had to pee and then I washed my hands and then I got some chips.
Nice.
Welcome to Back Pock-art, where we make logos about you. That's it.
With Gus.
That's the whole bit.
Guys, there
That's
he
the
is.
tweet.
Oh, you got a watermark on your head up there.
That's what you did.
Oh, I do
sorry.
I? Well, let me move.
Is this
down
new?
Your mic is quiet.
What, is this new? This is new.
It's a little
Probably
new.
You
fine.
made a little overlay.
But you know what's not new? What's old?
There it is.
The glove's back.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. Why did they just give you a full 5-finger glove?
Because this is the bit these fingers use to hold the pen.
Yeah, but, but then it wouldn't make you look like a sex pest.
I have a glove for archery that's just the middle 3 fingers.
What is... what is that?
She was eating a
mine was
brainwave.
Okay.
Hey, before we kick this off,
That's
Oh, yeah.
it's been a while since we've done these, so I thought we could just quickly highlight the last Pock-art logo that we made,
Please.
which was for Avexia.
I don't want to play favorites, but I think this is my favorite.
A bit unfair, isn't it? Everyone, this is Avexia's logo,
Look at that.
Wow.
which is a Vex
Don't get fooled again.
from Destiny riding a sparrow in a synth. What was it? Aesthetic as fuck looking synth world
Yep.
with a Captain America shield, a ghost as co-pilot, and 2 spinning tops. Why spinning tops again?
Something to do with
Inception was their favorite
Inception.
Inception. No.
That's the one.
so
From
good.
Inception. So there you go.
Before we start, can I just say, I don't know if I've invented this.
No, this is really good. Can I tell you? I got to tell you about another great flavor
So
combination.
sorry,
that
Gus.
I'd
You're
like
tiny
to.
in the corner while they eat
No, that's all right.
and chips together.
Let them do their thing.
If you go to the movies,
I do.
popcorn
I love it.
and strawberries and cream, like the lolly, Allen's strawberries and cream.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say Maltesers, but yes.
It's a surprisingly delightful combo.
That's very good. Also, what about popcorn and like a cobbler? Caramel and chocolate? Like that? in there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
This isn't what this segment is.
What?
This isn't what this segment's about.
Yeah, it's called pop art, right? And it's making different food art forms with popcorn. All right. We are doing some Pock art. We have 3 people that we want to get through. The first is FezMan. FezMan, if you are in the Discord,
Jump in the on hold.
jump in the on hold.
Gus is.
I'm in control
at the
of
moment.
this.
So is anyone on hold at the moment?
They are not.
All right.
But in the meantime, we could come up with something. I'll keep my eye
Someone
on
we
the
know
chat.
isn't coming. We can get cracking with.
Oh, well, no. Apparently, they all want to come, but we can start. I've got some information about FezMan.
Please.
Yeah.
And then
let's
it'll
do it.
just
Fez
okay.
Bear?
Okay.
FezMan.
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 Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like a fez with a penis, and that should be the logo.
Done.
FezMan, 27 years young. I roast coffee that is sold to suppliers, cafes, and some grocery stores. Apparently, Gus's audio is lagging behind his camera, but
It's his his little webcam sucks.
Just-
My
yeah.
crappy
That's
little
the deal.
webcam.
We could turn him off, or you can see him lag.
3 words to describe myself would be I love food. The best place lives near friends. There's a nice pub just up the road, an amazing kebab shop across the road from that pub. But unfortunately, his parents live close to him, he says, like next door close. Likes to do cooking, drinking, playing games, and looking at the stars. Fears are spiders, open water, and brain aneurysms that can happen to anyone at any time. Truly terrifying.
That's a just fear.
Oh, fuck.
Weird, yeah. Now you freaked him out. Weird fact about himself is that he hates lemons or anything lemon flavored, but likes lemon juice, which is just the condensed taste of a lemon. The fluid of a lemon, if you're listening.
Fluid,
to
I
Pitbull.
think so.
That's a weird thing, like you, Gus, with tomatoes.
Yeah.
You don't like the tomato, but you like everything that comes
I
from
like
a tomato.
Tomato fluid.
Very
Like
disturbing.
a Bloody Mary.
So I think there could be something in the idea of there's a
Lemon for
kebab
the
shop, lives near the parents, like He's trying to hide the drunken kebab eating from mum and dad who are watching across the road.
Yeah. Can we talk about something while we're on kebabs?
Yeah.
Something
Oh.
weird about...
Oh, yeah.
Because that's kind of fucked up, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll turn Gus's mic off for a second and we'll... We had kebabs for lunch yesterday.
Big mistake.
And everyone knows their kebab order. You don't need to think about a kebab order.
Yeah.
You know what you want. For me, I'm a doner kebab with the lot. Give me some chili. Give me some garlic sauce.
Yep.
I have a falafel roll
That's fine.
There you
know
go.
what you want.
with barbecue sauce.
There you go. Give me the works, barbecue sauce and sweet chili. Let's do it.
There you go. Gus, what do you order?
I'll have beef.
Or
chicken?
And just beef, or do you want something else on it?
Lettuce,
Can you
Yep,
take this
okay.
mud off?
Yep.
mayo,
Yep. What? Mayo?
mayonnaise.
What the
You want mayonnaise? Okay, so you want your kebab to be beef, lettuce, and mayonnaise. It says that I also need to add tomato. I can't remove tomatoes. Tomato okay?
I'll remove it myself.
You don't like tomato?
No.
Do you like sun-dried tomatoes?
Yeah, I love them.
Do you like
Tomato sauce?
tomato sauce?
Oh, yeah.
Bloody Mary?
Yeah, Bloody Mary.
Mwah.
Do you like tomatoes as like a passata? Like the base of a spaghetti?
Oh, yeah.
Like tomato sauce on a pizza?
I'm not a monster.
Do you like just chopped up tomatoes? And sorry, but you do like mayonnaise on your kebab of lettuce and meat.
Basically, you're having like a schoolyard sandwich,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you got
Pretty
it
much.
from a kebab shop.
You're eating a toddler's meal, which is like, I don't like any of this except for this one and a really weird flavor combination. All right, just shut up and go to school.
Correct.
Anyway, sorry, Gus. Look at you go.
So
you,
it's a lemon-
you make art while we give you grief, so...
Do you reckon he could be leaking fluids into a cup that he's also drinking out of?
Of course you can.
Like it's got a straw. Yeah.
well,
yeah.
hang on.
It's
Got a
just
kebab in it.
Typical.
I dated a guy once for 2 weeks that didn't
Whoa.
eat a single vegetable
Really?
except capsicum. Would not touch anything else like that wasn't like meat, bread, or cheese.
And
Wait,
lived?
wouldn't...
Was this
Yeah.
the partner you saw yesterday?
No, but like I have to say, like it was a big part of the fact that we didn't see each other anymore after that. I was like, I don't think I can handle someone
like,
doesn't
yeah.
like not a single vegetable. Capsicum, and it was like, and I think it was only one of the colors of capsicum,
That's so
like
strange.
the red capsicum.
And capsicum is mainly water.
Yeah.
It's like lettuce. Because that's a real thing that you go, like, I definitely wouldn't date that person because they're probably going to die soon. But it's also like, that
They have a
makes it-
cocktail umbrella in a iced beverage and a kebab.
Yeah.
They're like at a Vegas pool.
Yeah, totally.
But can I
it
just
is
say,
very
if they're at a Vegas pool, what were the other elements? Because I did want to have...
At work, and I want to talk about your ex. They live close to their parents. They live across the road or near a good pub. They like to look at the stars. They hate open water and brain aneurysms. Hate lemons, but like lemon juice. There's that mum and dad.
Yep. Again, any stick figures drawn will be done to perfection in the finished version.
He will perfect
Gotcha.
those stick figures.
Send us pictures of your parents.
That will look
Everyone,
exactly like
just
your
in case we
parents.
need them.
Yeah, good. Yeah. All 746 patrons. Pictures of your parents. Oh, yeah. I like that.
We've got some real panic eyes going on this lemon. What were the other... So we got kebab.
I need him juicing himself into his own cup that he's drinking out of. I don't know how to make that clearer.
I mean, into his own cup? That's
There needs to be a little pump.
Our
He's
favorite
drool-
game is
he's
Red Dead
drooling lemon
Redemption,
juice.
Gus.
He's drooling lemon juice into a pump that's pumping juice up into
Couldn't it
his
just be
glass
into
that he's
like a
drinking.
jug of lemon juice that he's like to use?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
But I need people to know the implication that he's drinking his own fluids. I need that. I need that.
It's always so disgusting when you like have a hand in it.
It really does take
Or
you
a
to a dark
foot in it.
His
place.
favorite game is Red Dead Redemption, Gus. Maybe a cowboy hat instead of a fez.
He's called FezMan.
He's FezMan.
Oh, he's
He's the
FezMan.
FezMan.
I get...
Maybe he's riding a horse.
Maybe he's juicing a horse.
Now
Stop
this just looks like
juicing-
a cultural.
I went to
issue.
put a moustache, but he turned a bit like with the fez.
He was trying to make it a cowboy. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
What's some other
Worse,
iconic-
even worse.
Yeah.
Turning into a bit of like a
Step back.
selling robes.
Stay away from the eyes, Gus. Okay, what pub fears the open water? Maybe mum and dad are drowning.
Maybe mum and dad.
Are they the Holts?
Maybe mum and dad are
they
dying
the
of
Holts?
brain
Yeah,
aneurysm.
it is like all the fears, put them in there at once.
FezMan Holt.
They're over at the pub that he's running away from.
Yeah, okay.
There's the jug.
The coffee, where's the coffee?
Oh yeah, he grinds coffee to sell to suppliers, cafes, and grocery stores. Loves food. So yeah, maybe there's some sort of
I like the idea of.
He's
I
on
can
a
draw it-
pile of coffee beans.
Ooh. Where's the cowboy? Where's
Yeah.
the red dirt?
He's riding a horse through a pile of coffee beans.
yes.
You know horses are fucking hard to draw, right?
I can draw a really good horse.
Riding a bicycle.
I can do a
through
guest. I can
field
do
of
a
horses.
guest doodle within your thing of a horse.
Can we see
Okay.
that?
Sure.
Do you want to swap up?
I don't know how to use the
Well,
It's a pen.
fancy thing. All right, let me try.
All right. I'm going to give you, I say like, maybe the horse head is there. Oh, dear. So if the horse head is like that,
Yeah.
he's riding it like that. Go for your life.
All right. hang on.
Oh, this is
Is he happy or is he like nervous about his parents?
His parents are watching
fleeing
him, so
his
he's
parents.
scared.
Right. Okay.
No one's in on hold yet?
No one on hold.
Okay.
To prepare them, Nathan Rona and Cleverersauce. You guys are up next.
Get in there.
I feel like for anyone who hasn't seen, Steph is like a really good illustrator. Like, actually does beautiful drawings, whereas mine are these like cartoon monstrosities.
That's not true. You gotta. I think, like, you've got to. I mean, Steph is an excellent artist, yes, but you are too, and you both have just slightly different styles.
I've seen
I like
Steph
your
draw
style.
faces and hands really well.
Yeah.
Made me very jealous.
Yeah.
Also horses.
Sometimes I'll like hop into bed and Steph's got like her iPad
Right.
and the iPencil, whatever it's called, and she's like done a sketch on digital sketch, and it's like, what the fuck is that? That's amazing.
Pen again?
Yeah. Thanks.
She never draws me though.
This is
Doesn't matter how
Really?
long I lie there naked,
What's that about?
like this.
Incredible. Steph, can you draw a hand drawing the other hand?
Oh, you mean like Escher?
Yeah. You know how they do the
that's right.
No.
Okay.
Draw a lemon drawing
Hands
the
are
juice out of
hands
itself.
are really, really
Huh?
hard.
Draw a lemon drawing the juice out of itself.
See, this is why you and I should be in control of these pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Except
get
we're
like the
just
bit under
totally
the lemon
not
as well. The
talented
rest of the body,
as
I can
artists.
probably
That's the real tragedy is
Yeah.
that you and I try to implement our creative vision,
Yeah.
but we're hampered by our technical skill.
Yeah.
Pay attention. This is really good. I'm learning things about horse drawing. Halfway through, she'd put the stirrup straddle horse.
Oh my god. This is called.
Is it wearing a headband? Is
Bridle.
it a ninja horse?
I have to say that I was one of those like horsey girls growing up, so I know all.
I called it a stirrup.
ask
Peter
him.
called it a headband.
A stirrup's at the feet.
Yeah, it's still better than a head.
And
At least
and
it's
then the
part of the
other end of
horse.
it goes in the
Calling it
mouth.
a headband.
You're talking about a
moron.
bit.
This is called the.
Talking
brow
about a
band.
bit.
This is the nose band.
So the top bit's called a headband?
The top it's called a brow band.
Yeah.
Brow band, nose band, bit, stirrups are down the bottom.
Well, what do you think Naruto wears? A bloody brow band.
It's quite satisfying, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
And maybe
Does lemon have legs?
The lemon jug could be like a saddlebag.
Saddlebag? I was thinking that.
Fucking
Didn't
good.
come up with that.
And the lemon jug should be a severed foot. And so it's been hollowed
That's
out.
all right.
and-
I can play with that stuff.
Filled
This
up
is
with
already
lemon juice.
like
and then
miles
to
ahead of
to
what I
drink
was
out of
gonna
it.
do.
You get nail clippers and you just clip the end.
Same fucking thing.
Yeah, you clip the end of the fucking big.
Reef a toe off and you just suck it out of a big toe hole.
Give it a real. You know that thing where you get
Good,
like the
good.
cast hard skin around a nail, and it's like you're.
Yeah, with the
you
jug in
just
the saddlebag.
I just gnaw right through it.
we
There's
even
another
do-
callback.
don't you?
Yeah,
Put
just
the,
chew right through that
Then you
shit.
could just squirt some fucking lemon juice out of that fucking toe.
Straight into your enemy's eyes.
That's
Take
wonderful.
One down for yourself.
Yeah.
One for you,
All
one
right.
for me.
Yeah, and then you
Thanks, this is
juice your
fun.
enemies into your severed
Guys,
foot lemon juice.
focus up.
Sorry, what happened?
Steph drew a wonderful horse.
Fantastic.
We lost
and
them.
the best part is-
Someone said we lost them. There were two very different things happening.
There were.
One of them was wholesome and one of them happened here.
What were you doing?
You really don't want to know.
Can you tell me? Because when you say that, then I do want to know, and I know I'll regret it. But can you just tell me anyway?
Okay, so Pete, can we? I think the only way we could do
Redo the whole bit?
Yeah, okay.
So the saddlebag should be the lemon juice jug should be a saddlebag, but instead of the lemon juice jug, it should be a severed foot. And then so you hollow out the
And to
severed
drink
foot.
out of the foot, because you got a sack foot now. And it's leaking into the toes. And if you want to get into the juice, you got to cut the toe off.
You got to cut the cut. You
Suck it out of the toe.
You suck the fucking end off, and then you suck out the lemon juice, and then you squeeze it in your enemy's eyes. And you squirt lemon juice there, and then one for you, one for me. Run my fucking mouth. You suck it, and then you take your enemies, and then you juice it
That's
back into their fucking foot.
disgusting.
They lost us for a bit again. All right,
Okay. I think we're near the end.
I can't believe people pay for this. Fantastic.
Dolphin
good.
Pet said Steph would have so been into Saddle Club. I read all the books of Saddle Club. I was obsessed with Saddle Club before it was a TV show.
Oh.
This is me.
That should be.
Fun for everyone. Hello world.
Come and see. This is me.
Sound like
Okay.
you were into Saddle Club.
I fucking was.
Oh, we've got Nathan and Cleverersauce are on hold.
Good.
So they're the next two.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Before we
Gus
move on,
and Stephanie.
we have a lemon wearing a fez.
Where's the
holding
lemon?
a
I can't
kebab. Huh?
Right, yep.
Holding a kebab, drinking a lemon juice that's being juiced out of their mouth
Yep.
into a severed foot that's in a saddlebag, riding a very beautifully drawn horse, and the reins of the horse are going to be in his mouth as well.
Yep.
Marin Unicorn said, Steph, you're amazing, but that's a donkey. They're the same thing.
No, the ears are probably slightly too large, but Gus can fix that. He can make the ears
cool.
a little bit shorter.
Done.
I love it. Good work, guys.
Yeah, it's sick.
Where's the lemon?
Lemon's got legs, right?
The what?
Lemon's going to have legs, right, to squeeze around the horse.
There as well.
All right.
What an ass. All right, so who have we got next?
Nathan Rona.
Roner.
Nathan Rona.
Bring it.
Who was that? Just so I have the names.
That was FezMan, because you drew a massive fez on a lemon.
That's true. That makes sense. All right, let me bring the next ones across once I save this. FezMan.
Can we get Nathan Rona in the chat?
Yes, we can.
Gus is going to do it for us.
Oh,
Let's see what happens.
Gus controls his name?
Gus is in there listening. He's got hands on.
All right. Let's bring Nathan in.
Let's do it.
All right, Nathan, you're live on Back Pock-art.
Oh, you're very quiet.
You're
yeah.
very
Sorry,
quiet.
buddy.
Feel
I'm
free
bringing
to
you up.
speak
I'm bringing you
up
up
a bit.
slowly as you talk. You don't need to. You don't need to do anything. Yeah. No, you don't do anything. You just keep talking, baby. Let's hear your soothing voice. Oh, you're very low. You need to turn yourself up. I'm getting a lot of line noise to pump out. Hang on. No, you're good.
Are they... Steph, can you hear anything, or is it a microphone?
It's a bit low.
I can hear
you
Nathan
guys not hearing?
clearly.
No.
You can hear him clearly?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to pump out.
Yeah,
the
well.
speaker. Yeah.
All right, well, I can talk to you, Nathan. I don't really want to... Wait, Nathan, you can't hear me?
Chat can't hear it either.
Hang on, Nathan, can you not hear me? Nathan can't hear me?
Nathan's working out his tech stuff.
All right,
Okay.
well, while Nathan works that out, I'm going to start talking about Nathan
Sounds
and
good.
weed him out because I know a lot about him. Nathan, age 22. Job, game developer.
Ooh.
Tall, skinny, glasses, lives in Melbourne. Likes computer stuff, cooking comfort food. Greatest fear, when Windows 10 stops responding.
Oh, yeah.
Weird facts about yourself, can speak Hungarian.
Ooh.
I don't even know what that sounds like.
I think it's like a sort of
Give us a little bit, Steph.
Slavic-y, Baltic-y language.
Give us some Hungarian.
I mean, I'm not going to.
And then favorite movie is Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Good choice.
So,
Okay. Let's just for a second.
yep.
Nathan, can you hear me? Nathan can hear us all. Can you all hear Nathan?
No.
No.
Well, I can hear Nathan. So, Nathan, this is just you and me.
All right.
We can actually finally draw something that's
Nathan,
nice
it's just you, Gus,
and
and
not
the
have to
glove.
listen to
Nathan
the crap
is
that those
Slender
guys came
Man,
up
says
with.
Chan.
Why can't we hear Nathan?
But this will confuse the audience who can hear all of us.
No, audience can't hear Nathan.
Audience can hear Nathan.
Nope.
I'm listening to Nathan right now. Talk
Yep.
to us, Nathan.
They're saying hearing
Nathan,
nothing.
let's
we
get a
can't hear
sound check.
Nathan.
Really?
We can't hear Gus now.
Well, now I can.
No Nathan. We cannot. Audience cannot hear Nathan. No Nathan. Free Nathan.
It's one of those nights.
The Nathan free zone.
Stop talking for a second. Nathan, sing us a little song.
This doesn't make him comfortable. Maybe there isn't a Nathan.
People are saying Nathan is a construct. Nathan is a myth.
Nathan is not a myth.
Nathan
is
does
a real
not exist. There is no Nathan. There never was a Nathan.
All right. Well,
Nathan is a ghost.
I'm just going to continue making a logo for this person who doesn't exist. So, tall, skinny with glasses. We've been saying that he's Slender Man. Is terrified of Windows 10 not working, but can speak Hungarian. Wonder if maybe. No, this doesn't really work. But I was thinking about some sort of like. When you accidentally change the language on your computer, and then it's like, oh God, how do I get back to putting it into English?
Oh yeah.
That, but entirely in Hungarian.
Sounds.
How do
I've
I draw
occasionally
that?
made.
I don't know. You're the artist.
I can hear
I'm just
Nathan
the
still in my ear.
muse.
So Nathan, if anything pops into your mind, please feel free to yell it at me, and I can. Is there anything you dreamed of having as a logo, and I can repeat it back to the audience?
What about we make the logo this moment?
This is Windows crashing.
Yeah, so it's literally just, it should be like Twitch chat going, there is no Nathan. There was no Nathan at all. Oh, Gus, make an error screen that's there is no Nathan, error, crash report, Nathan, audio
gosh.
drive issue.
Like Windows 10.
Yeah.
I'm there.
But I
I'm
want
there.
Nathan physically being crushed.
Wait, Nathan wants you to draw him spread?
No, he's
Nathan is Kermit the Frog.
Nathan's being crushed
Why are there so
By what?
many songs
by error
about
messages.
rainbows? And
By what, sorry, Gus?
By error messages,
Oh, right, okay.
but they're written in Hungarian.
What if we make a political statement? And what if you do a really realistic drawing of Nathan's face, but then we just tape his mouth shut?
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
awful.
Well, yeah, it's a political statement. and on the tape it says "Free Hungary."
Pete is running around like a man possessed. Right now, Pete's got this sorted.
happened in Hungary recently because that joke will. Really...
Something.
Nathan, if you speak
Hey,
Hungarian,
who was that?
I pulled him out because I knew it was fucking loud.
hang on. So everyone can hear Nathan.
Hang on.
Nathan is real.
They all really heard him.
They're all saying fuck loud. Oh God, my ears.
There was like half a syllable that just blew everyone's head off.
I'm so sorry, everyone. Oh.
Yay! Hi Nathan, welcome.
Chat's blowing up. I love this.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Nathan,
Delicate balance.
Yes.
speak Hungarian to me.
Okay. Szóval most beszélek magyarul, és akkor nem tudom mit kell mondani neked, hanem csak magyar fogok beszélni.
And now speak English to me and tell me what you just said.
I said, what did I even say? I was saying, like, I don't really know what to say to you, so I'm just going to speak Hungarian to you, and like, that's it.
I love it. Nathan, speak Hungarian to me again. So
Nick?
you work in, you're a developer, a game developer. Would we have played any of your games?
Okay. I put that on there because okay. Tell you the truth, I'm a student.
I've never developed a thing in my life.
I have, but nothing's been released. But I'm working on stuff, and that's what I aspire to do. I hope to be a game developer, like an official paid to make games in the next 2 to 3 years. That is the goal.
Excellent goal.
Nice.
Can you
Yes.
send me a build of something that you've made, and I will talk about it on next week's show?
Oh no! I can
we
send
play
you
it on
my,
next-
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I didn't want to put him under that kind of pressure, but you did, so yes.
Do you want a crappy VCE project I did?
Yes, and would you like us to play it on the show, or do you want us to play it off air and then talk about it?
Oh, either or. That's more than enough, to be honest.
Okay, so we'll devote an entire 6-hour live stream to it.
Oh, yes, that is very great. I look forward to it.
Gus, is Nathan disappearing into wisps?
It's hard to make Nathan not real.
And there's
Oh, right.
So Nathan as a construct was disappearing before our very eyes. But I also realize that fading away lines look like stink lines.
Yeah.
So it does also just look
what if, because this was all my fault and not Nathan's fault.
Sure.
What if I'm a Dementor sucking the life out of him?
Oh, yeah.
That's how he's disappearing.
Get some of that post-show action.
I reckon I like that that's an extra element. So I think we could definitely get a...
But Nathan may not want, after I fucked him over. Nathan may not want me in his logo.
Also, I feel like that's
No,
putting
it's
in a
good.
weird Harry Potter thing that he did not request.
That's
Yeah,
true.
maybe
That's
He
Nate
said his
hates
favorite
Harry.
film is
Scott Pilgrim versus
Scott
the World.
Pilgrim versus the World, which means we get some cool like pixel, like kind of art in there, like he's fighting someone maybe.
Okay, I feel like I'm off track with the disappearing smelly Nathan.
Yeah.
So I'm more than happy to reboot because I think that's where we've gone tonight.
I like you know Scott Pilgrim very well, Gus. We both love Edgar Wright
I don't know
films.
if I can draw it.
Nathan,
But it could just be like a super punch.
Gus, just draw 6 snappy transitions.
Yeah.
6 whip pans.
Nathan, do you have anything in mind?
I think the only thing I would like, because I love VR.
Oh.
The thing I'm working on right now is a VR game.
Yeah.
I love my Vive. I love playing Pavlov and talking to 12s on VR chat. Like, that's just
There are a
always
lot of
good
little
time.
shits in that game, aren't there? Pavlov is the kind of Counter-Strike Go that is free to play at the moment, but that's kind of like, your military shooter on VR.
Nathan,
Yeah.
do you recommend the Vive over the Oculus at the moment?
I think it's so hard right now.
Yeah.
Right now it's really weird because like especially with the thing with Facebook and like the accounts and Valve right now, they're in a really weird space with the VR, like the index isn't coming to Australia, but the Vive's
If money
kind of
wasn't
old
an
now.
object and Facebook wasn't a part of it, and you could just pick any VR headset, which one would you get?
Right now, I would get the index because of the hand tracking, and I like the best of the best.
Yeah, okay.
I don't care if it's with the cord as much as I agree with you guys. Like cordless is the way of the future, but for me, really, like I loved Half-Life Alyx
Yeah.
and the quality that had. For me, it's like more immersive. Whereas if it's lower quality, it's I don't know.
That's good insight. I'm
yeah.
just very on the fence about VR at the moment, and like I don't want to jump the gun on something that is so expensive that I may not use unless it's like going to be the right
think-
choice. And I feel like I want the index, but it's just like you can't get it right now unless you buy one off eBay or something from someone else who's
Yeah.
already bought one.
Dell's, I think it's Dell. They're coming out with a new headset. I'm like telling everyone about it. It's like the Vive and the Rift S, but like a bit better quality. But I think honestly, I would either get the Quest now or I would wait.
I'm very
Another couple of
anti-Facebook at the
years.
moment, and I just really
Yeah.
want to minimize my use of it as much as possible.
Yeah, then I would honestly
What
wait.
am I doing here?
I think I'm going to wait. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, good.
I
Thanks.
would-
Thanks.
I would
Sorry.
wait.
I've hijacked your art stream, but that was
Oh no,
I'm
I could talk about this. all
particularly
day.
someone who does like dev for VR. I think so. I'm sorry. He's an interesting person to talk
He
about.
absolutely is. But we're talking to him about something specific. And you're turning this into you're getting information about which VR headset
This
you want,
is about
which
you
what-
appeasing your friggin' mental load
You're
about
blinding
being on
them through-
Facebook.
You're using him.
Steph, we could do it on your stream.
All right, Nathan, we'll talk later.
So, Gus, what if it is a man exploding into coins because he's fighting a Windows error that bit him? But something more
How do you
manageable.
have these ideas? They're so good. Just so off the top of their head.
Did you know how he explodes into coins when he kills something?
No, I'm on that. I'm just thinking. All right. Talk about that for a sec.
Kiara said something funny
You
happened.
looked at me and just went, sorry.
Yeah, Steph apologized. What's he hiding? Steph apologized because
I derailed
she
the
derailed the
segment,
conversation
yeah.
and then continued to derail the conversation.
Well, I wasn't. Well, yeah. I felt like we'd gone down a path and we were going to see it through.
Yeah.
And also, like, I'm, all respect to Nathan, but how many times are you going to speak to Nathan in your life? Like, this is your opportunity. You,
So I
need to grab it by both hands. Just go, I'm going to fucking talk to you about the Valve Index.
Nathan's like often just sitting. I don't know if this is like a sad thing, Nathan, but I see you sometimes sitting in the front room on the Discord just waiting for the rock up, and I'm like,
I think
if
it's
I wasn't
syntax.
busy right now, I would fucking be in there.
The mods always at me and they're like, Nathan, are you doing okay? You're just in the channel by yourself. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Just if anyone wants to come talk to me, they can. Because usually I'm working on something and it's quiet and I'm like, I could do interaction right now,
Yeah, nice.
but I don't want to bother anyone.
Well, now that I know who you are, if I see you sitting in there by yourself, I'll come say hello.
And that goes for everyone else as well. Nathan's
And then we can play Among Us, and I'll kill you.
Someone was sitting in. Gus is hiding his work right now. So.
Well, I just had to restart it. So
No,
I
that's
felt
fine.
like I just,
Yeah, you do your thing. Someone was sitting in on hold a couple of days ago, and it was like 12:30 in the morning, and I just popped in. And I went, "Hello, hello," and I did it for about 30 seconds, and they never answered me, and I just went, "Hello, hello, hello," for 30 seconds at like 12:30. My son is asleep in the next room, and then there's no answer the entire time, and then I just go, "Hello, hello, goodbye," and I just leave. So whoever you are.
They had the recording on for that channel.
They were streaming.
Oh, that's so good.
Okay.
Oh, you got someone?
Almost.
You've got it. Gus
One
is-
more
so-
element. I've got exploding from coins. I'll bring this up in a sec. Windows error. VR.
Now, do we think that he's hiding this because he's actually tracing?
Oh yeah, he's totally just downloaded the film.
Yeah.
Oh,
has
yeah.
it in Photoshop and
Yep.
he's drawing over one of the scenes.
Yeah. That's how Gus works.
Wish it was that clever.
That's why all of our logos are just rip-offs of other websites' logos.
Shut up. I did one more element. Windows error, biting him, exploding into coins.
We can't see.
We can't see what you.
No one knows what you're
One
doing.
more element from what?
Just to put in it.
From him or from Scott Pilgrim?
Let's see
from
what
him.
you've got, and we'll see what needs filling. Because if we see a little corner that needs
He
filling,
likes cooking, comfort food. What's your favorite food, Nathan?
Today I had a Parma.
Oh, I had a fucking Parma. Draw a
Good
Parma.
big.
No tomato though.
Parma.
How do you trace a Parma? One sec.
He's tall, skinny with glasses. He can
Sits
talk
alone in
for
Discord channels.
76 minutes about the Valve Index.
Something to do with Hungary.
Oh yeah, he speaks Hungarian.
Oh, he's hungry for food.
He's hungry for Hungarian. What's the national dish of Hungary?
It's like everything's slop. Like it's delicious.
Jesus fucking Christ, Angus.
My God.
Check your fucking privilege, mate.
Nathan, what's the national food of Hungary?
Everything in Hungarian is delicious, but it has no congealing element. So everything you eat that's Hungarian is like some sort of stew, a broth. It's in it's always served on a plate, and it's like poured into the plate, and it spreads over the whole
You don't have to be nice here, Nathan.
surface
Tell
of the
him
plate.
off.
It's delicious.
Nathan, this is
Okay, I don't actually know if Nick remembers this, but I think it was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I
You went
posted
to
on the
Hungarian food
Pocketeers
together.
group chat.
Wait, so 4 years ago, what? Sorry.
I posted on the Pocketeers group chat
Yep.
saying that I was going to leave on a mission for 2 years to go to Hungary. And Nick posted, he was like, "Good luck, man. I hope you do well. I'll let you know if VR's any good when you get back."
I do remember that.
Yeah, that was me. So no, Gus is right. The food there, it's good, but like it's always just like stews, or it's like a pasta with the same meat and sauce.
Yep. Oh, but that's fine.
that-
Look, I am fine with saying the national food, like Hungarian food, is lots of stews and meats with sauces, not slop.
What noise does a stew or a sauce make when you put it on a plate instead of a bowl?
Good lord. So that being said, I did look up Hungarian national food. It's all pretty sloppy.
That looks like any like Eastern European.
Or
You're right.
I would say
Central
this looks like
European,
spatzel.
Spetzel.
And this is like stew. This could be like goulash. This could be. Let me ask you this: does Hungarian have some form of dumpling?
Yeah, I was going to say.
They definitely do.
They have, I think they do, but there's also, what's it called? Like stuffed cabbage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got to soak up that slop with something.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so what have we got here? Oh, this is cool.
Okay. So maybe the arm's missing. Oh, the arm. I get it. The arm got bitten off and it's holding the Hungarian flag. I apologize. I don't know your hairstyle apart from, and your glasses are under the VR, so I can't see that.
Yeah, it's good.
Do you have any facial hair? Do you have flowing, waving hair, short, spiky hair? Anything particular?
It's like a, how would I explain it? It's a basic white dude's, like it's kind of like a.
That's
Gus, I'm looking at a picture of him that's drawn, and he's you 3 years ago
Yeah.
without a beard.
Yeah, pretty much.
okay. That's pretty much what I was drawing anyway, so that works.
And Gus, can I make one small suggestion?
Depends how. Yeah. Okay.
So he's already missing most of the left side of his body.
But the arm.
What if the foot was severed from the body?
Yeah, what if it was starting to coin up, but not completely?
Like just the thigh was coins, but the foot was like hanging around, severed a little
like-
bit.
Are you happy with that, Nathan?
If it's
Yes,
severed.
I'm happy.
Good.
Talonthorn, I would describe my hair as flowing wavy hair.
So the idea there is that you were holding the Hungarian flag, which I got the colours right, I promise. Red, white, and green, I believe. Yeah, I got that.
I had to check as well.
But you were holding that before it got bitten
Shut
up
up,
by
Slowpunk.
a Windows error. Maybe a couple of them. I like
said,
the
"Steph,
idea
your
of a
hair
few
is
of them coming after you. Like that. Running with a Schnitty.
It's true.
Or a Palmer, I should say. While the Windows errors bite off his arms, and he starts turning into coins, Scott Pilgrim style. But knowing that's
Love it.
knowing that's a style, I will probably go hard on the Scott Pilgrim
You need some
aesthetic.
onomatopoeia.
Oh,
Indeed.
Gus.
Matt Flap says, clearly being chased by exclamation mark Tim. Not true. Tim would never code something with an error in it.
True. Very true.
What's the
If he needed to code something to go after someone, he'd be the person.
That's
to
true.
do it.
If you needed to have code a sentient Windows error that murders you, then Tim is your guy.
He could manage it.
Tim? Yeah, and yeah, for the onomatopoeia as well, it should be the ding, like the error sound of Windows. Like something went.
Are you happy with this, Nathan?
I'm satisfied.
Sorry that took a few goes, both on the
no, that
technical
was
front
good. That
and
was a
the
good experience.
artistry front. But I think we got something fun there. I look forward to coming
I
back
love
to
it.
this.
It looks cool. The VR headset makes it, I think.
He's running blindly. He has no idea where he's going.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. And as is customary, what lovely things would you like to say about us before you leave?
About you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are amazing. I've been watching Good Game since legit the first episode of Good Game that aired on ABC.
Oh, wow.
I was fortunate enough as like, I don't know how old I was. Super young. I was like grade 1 or something. So I've been watching since then, and I've loved everything you guys have done. And it's just been, we've all said 2020 has been an awful year. But as soon as Back Pocket came, I think everyone's just been super happy and amazing. And you're all awesome at what you do. Anything you touch. Like, I see your ads on Facebook for those businesses for low key and stuff that you've done work for. And I just watch them over and over because I love them.
Feeding in the other business.
Yeah,
awesome.
like
It's broken.
I didn't know that
you guys are good at what you do.
Are you like promoting stuff? From
No, the pop car ads and stuff.
Oh, the Pock-art
Yeah,
ads.
I love those ads. They're so funny.
We try to convince everyone that we work with to put a bit of us in their ad.
Yeah.
Because it's the only way to make it super fun for us.
That was literally the first thing we made as a company.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
they're still going around.
And
that.
Scotty was the star of it.
Yes.
No, I was the scar of it. Scotty was in it. Massive difference.
She was the star of it.
Done.
Well, thanks so
Thank
much,
you very
Nathan.
much, Nathan.
Thank you, Nathan.
Just say something nice about Chad as well.
Chat, you're amazing. You give me an identity when I don't even have one.
There you go.
Calling you the Palmer King.
All right, dude. Thank you very much, and thank you for your cough. Thank you for your patronage and your generosity and for sticking with us.
We'll get that wrapped up and send out to you ASAP.
Thanks, guys. Have a
worries,
good
man.
night.
All right.
Thanks, dude.
Cheers, Nathan.
Bye.
All right, catch ya.
All right. And I think
Liked him.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites. He had a good vibe. We should dress him up like a cat and get him in here.
I feel like I knew him before.
Yeah,
somehow.
we got that vibe.
Well, this is setting high expectations for our third and final Pock-art of the evening.
Nathan could be one of my partners.
It is. Who have we got?
I believe
Who have we got waiting in the
Cleverersauce, it should be.
Cleverersauce is waiting.
Yeah, great.
I'll bring him across.
Bring him across.
You sure, Pete? You ready?
I'm ready.
I don't know.
I'm just going to start low. Cleverersauce,
you got
sing
big
when you get
boots to
in.
fill.
You got to sing a merry ditty. Cleverersauce?
Oh god, it's
Cleverersauce?
starting again.
Ooh, no. No, that was Peter.
Whatever you did, just
Something popped.
Something turned on.
Can you hear me?
Hey! Again! Cleverersauce, are you there?
Okay, yeah.
Struggling.
Gotcha.
Mike?
Better. That's
we go.
better. Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome, buddy. How are you?
Good.
We'll find this level.
Now I'm going to read off some information about you, and then we can get talking. Okay? All right.
Yeah.
Good. I take your silence as consent. Age 22, full-time retail staff member at CRT. Describes himself as loud, supporting, and trustful. I live right across from my work, just outside Canberra. That's got to be rough, just working across the street, like good and bad at the same time. Main interests are bouldering, mountain biking, gaming and comics, pretty much anything adventurous, except for obviously the gaming and comics. Is scared of anti-vaxxers and their own overactive imagination.
His own. Yeah.
Sorry, his own. Yep, yeah. Weird fact, I somehow own half a house, yet don't have a full driver's license. And favorite game is Metal Arms Glitch in the System.
Has he crashed into... I'm sorry, I'm jumping in already, but you've driven through half a house, so half the house is collapsed.
Yeah, why do you only own half a house?
My brother owns the other half.
Uh-huh. And are the two halves connected?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
There's a line down the middle.
That's fun.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, we don't see each other when we're at home. We're in our own rooms. We've got our own lounge room and our own bedroom.
Do you have... Is it like Two-Face, where half the house is decorated like your taste, which I assume is just a bunch of rocks, and then the other half is decorated like your brother?
Yeah, well, we're both into bouldering, but yes, our rooms are very differently styled. Mine's a mess and his is like nice and immaculate, but most of my gaming figures and stuff are actually in his room anyway. It's weird.
Yeah, right. Do you have any bouldering, grips and stuff in your garage or in your house anywhere that you guys can practice on?
I have hangboards, but I just don't have anywhere to put anything else, unfortunately.
Because you've only got half a house.
Exactly.
Your brother, is this a twin situation? Are you guys just very close growing up?
Oh, no, he's 3 years older than me, but our dad was like, well, the place across from the work is selling. You guys should buy it. I'm like, okay.
That's cool. I just like, I love the idea of, because my best friend when I was growing up was my cousin. And I love the idea of being like best friends with your family. So the idea that you guys bought a house together, live together, boulder together, it's very exciting to me. I would like to join your family. Maybe without the derisive laughter.
That's lovely that you live with your brother and get along.
Oh yeah, do you get along?
Well, get along is a bit of a...
Pretend I didn't say that. We'll pretend everything's hunky-dory.
He's just in it for the house.
Yeah.
Cleverersauce, what is CRT?
Cleverersauce.
Apart from a very old monitor.
It's a rural store.
It's what, sorry?
A rural store, so we like do stock feeds and pumps and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool.
Sick.
Okay.
So you can buy hay.
Yes.
What is CRT's biggest selling item?
Animal food, I guess, really.
It was hay. You had it in one.
Yeah.
Nice.
It really is, though, because like we just came out of the drought, so people are still desperate for it.
Yeah,
That
of
makes
course.
sense.
Gus, I like what you're doing with the house.
But
Well, I'm just wondering how that gets incorporated into something else. But
No,
Well, I
I'm
feel
with you.
like he's bouldering up the sort of jagged edges of the house.
Oh my god, yes.
Guys,
I
my
love
layers
that.
my layers are all over the shop.
people are
You have
using
layers?
exclamation mark layers.
Yeah, thank you,
Use your
chat.
layers.
Well, yeah, we can definitely go with bouldering up one side of the house while the other side is breaking away. I like the idea that maybe your brother is hanging out the other side. But
what if you're bouldering up a cliff, and which I assume is what bouldering is, and your brother is holding the rope, but has a knife.
well, that's not bouldering.
And is a
No, bouldering doesn't use rope.
Bouldering's
rope.
free climbing.
Mate, you're belaying there.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
are you Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 2?
It's
I am
kind of
indeed.
like
Well, it's not high. It's like only
It's like what Cyril does.
3-4 meters in the air.
It's
Yeah.
caving.
It's
like
it's like the most like physically challenging climbing, as opposed to going from A to B being like ground to scaling
It's like
something.
trying to go...
It's going
It's
up
more
and
like
down.
what's
Yeah,
a
right.
difficult way to climb? Let's see if I can actually do it.
So are you just like all
Muscle?
upper body strength?
Mostly, but yes.
You're just sinew, aren't you? Bone and sinew.
Just what you
no, I
are
really am.
CRT's top seller.
Okay. Well, I've resorted to stick figures just to get the thing across. But what we've actually got,
Oh, is he holding the two pieces
holding
of
the
the house
two
together?
sides of the houses together.
Because he's holding together the relationship with his bastard brother.
Wait, what?
I think his brother should feature small. This is his artwork. Maybe his brother can be like in the window, just looking like.
Yep,
Like a real piece of shit.
He needs to be a fish in a bowl.
A fish.
A fish in a
a
bowl.
bowl.
And he's
Yeah,
teetering on the
marine
edge of the two
biologist.
broken parts of the house, and you're like, am I going to catch him?
Yeah.
Probably not. Let him fall.
And he's got a little CRT price tag on him. Yeah. He's going to get eaten by lamb.
Wait, I missed the bit about the fish bowl. Like, what's happening there?
We don't know.
don't
He
know,
just
but-
his
but
thing is putting his brother in a
The
fish
brother's
bowl.
a marine biologist.
Nice. There is a logical.
Because I like the idea of the brother being stuck in the other side of the house in a mild panic
That's flooded.
that's flooded with fluids.
And so there's goldfish around him.
Yeah.
Well, the piping's burst,
Yep.
so there's all
Which is
the
what
fish
split
he's
the
been looking
house in
after
half.
flowing out of the house.
Well, it's actually accurate. The house we're in is pretty shitty, and the piping is terrible.
there you go. That's why it
Nice.
You should
burst.
get that fixed. I'm just trying to help.
Thanks.
That feels like a danger.
Have you tried clogging it with hay?
Yeah.
All right.
No,
So he's also into mountain biking, games and comics, and
Hang on. I'm doing that thing again where I'm just drawing a person, but I have no idea if it looks like them.
JB said, is he Charlie Brown?
Yeah.
Which I think is
I've got
lovely.
more hair than him, fortunately.
Nice.
All right, good.
Make his climbing shoes very small and pointed, said Sid
That's
Cat.
what I was trying to do. Those like little pointy climbing
Yes,
shoes.
they're like ballerina shoes.
Yes,
Very
but they
uncomfortable.
also carry that little thing of chalk.
with a
them
chalk pouch.
Chalk.
Yeah.
all the time.
What if, instead of carrying a bag of chalk, he was carrying his brother in a fishbowl on his waist?
I can add
Like
that.
it's a little sack of water, like Disco Stew's shoes.
Oh, yeah. But instead of a sack of water,
It's hay.
what if it was a 7 foot?
Can I just say, what I hate this is when I draw something that I'm really happy with, and you guys go, "What if?" instead of that.
You're like, sure, brother in the house is fine, but we've had a request from the client here to see brother in a fishbowl, and I feel like it'd be cute if he's hanging off his hip.
All right, no, you're right. But what if he's trying to in trying to save the house?
Yeah.
He also left with the fishbowl under his arm, like that.
Okay.
Oh, nice. So he's actually saving his dumb brother.
He's saving his. I'm sure his brother is delightful.
No, that's not
No,
what.
he's a
That's not the
shithead.
vibe I've been getting at all the entire night from Cleverersauce.
He's a piece of shit.
No,
we'll
he's
save him 'cause we
alright,
love
but
him.
he's also a
He
piece
just
of
said
shit
he's
at the
all
same
right.
Is he watching now?
time. No.
Is
What
he?
a piece of shit.
Is he into video games?
I'm not.
Is he into video games?
Your
the
brother?
Yeah, but not as much.
Yeah, okay.
as I am.
Piece of
Sounds
shit.
lame.
Yeah.
So your main common interest is bouldering and,
Right.
Yeah.
trying not to get in each other's way in
And
the house.
home ownership.
Yeah.
Brothers in the fishbowl.
Pretty much.
Yep, nice.
Chalk bag around the hip.
Who's your favorite superhero?
The
Or your
Flash.
favorite comic character?
The Flash. That's a nice answer.
Did he say the Flash?
Yeah,
Yeah.
No one has
No one-
ever said the Flash.
I know. I like that. That's.
So I was thinking maybe you could put a Flash logo or something on his shirt.
What if the Flash ran through the house, which tore it apart?
Oh shit!
The Flash was in such a hurry to get to
That gets a new layer.
That gets a new layer.
I love that.
So-
Cleverersauce, do you like that?
Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah, a lot.
Good.
That's very funny.
These are all getting bigger than the
Talon,
You can put up a picture of a mountain bike on his shirt instead.
Yeah.
Talonthorn says another bloody ad for the boys. That is a Boys season 1 reference.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. How do you draw the flag?
Yeah, it's totally it. It's just
Yeah.
the idea
And then the
of
ghosted version
Like,
of it.
yeah, red streak.
yeah, red and yellow movement.
Yeah.
What if the thing running through? Where's my mouse?
hate how gross that show is.
Yeah, I know.
The thing running through.
I'm drawn into the story,
Like
but
that-
I hate watching it.
The whole scene with the like mom playing in someone.
We could have Nathan
made
running
Nathan
through
Rowan
with his VR
the
headset
Flash
on.
running through it.
He's made what? Sorry.
He pasted Nathan Rona's one in as the guy running through.
Flash has like that stuff. I will have to go and look up how the Flash looks exactly, but
I think that's
Yeah.
Flash Gordon.
I think that's the Greek messenger god.
Yeah.
I will check that and get my running cycle perfect. But we will definitely get some streaks of speed.
That's cool. I like it.
So we've got a house, half a house ripped in twain
Torn
by the
asunder.
Flash, as Cleverersauce is desperately trying to keep family and fish together using his bouldering skills.
Mountain bike on the t-shirt.
some sick mountain biking on the t-shirt as well.
Gus, I want to point out, and if you're fine with it, I am as well. These last two logos you have extruded quite a bit from the circle. Are you comfortable with this?
He moves things around a lot, and he makes this.
I see.
Circle gets bigger.
I see.
I'm enjoying the overhang outside but yes, I think I'll move things around as Steph said when we do the final one, including the fact that the Flash himself is, oh God, a mess.
Are you happy with this, dude?
Yeah, no, I really like it. Yeah.
I'm very excited by this. I think the Flash was the perfect touch, Pete. That was the thing that brought all this
Lovely.
together.
Yeah.
Rock Wallaby 23 does make a good point though, that a hay bale is missing. So
That's true.
that can be some of the set dressing, maybe a hay bale.
Yeah, I was
on the
actually
lawn or
thinking it
something.
could be the background texture. Could be like hay or seed or feed. I grew up on farms. I know what I'm talking
You know
about. It
the
could be a
words.
salt lick.
It could be
I grew up on farms.
chaff.
Yeah, fucking quiz me.
Could be
Tell me.
chaff.
It could be chaff. It could be anything.
Could be loosened.
It could be cud.
Cud is the
What cows produce. from
inside
chewing.
the cow's
Yeah.
one of 4 stomachs.
Yeah, I know what fucking
Biology.
cud is.
No, I'm asking.
Yes.
They're off on another tangent. All right, I think
No,
we.
Nick is 100% right. All of what Nick said
The
is right.
Flash can have a hay trail, says Blue Pie Ninja.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
Oh
that's
shit!
good.
What if the Flash is stealing something from CRT? Hey, he's got a little salt lick and he's nicking off with it. What a prick.
He's getting away with a big bale of hay.
Oh, he's stealing some cud.
And he's licking Salt Lick.
All right, thank you very much, Cleverersauce, for your patronage, and thank you very much for being a part of the community.
Thank you.
What would you like to say about it? No, I'm kidding. No. Do you have anything that you want to promote? Now's your chance.
Not particularly, no.
Okay, good.
If for anyone living rural, shop CRT.
That's true.
If you need yeah.
Do you work on commission?
Yeah.
No, unfortunately.
Oh, don't
Well,
bother.
then no, it doesn't matter.
No, it's nice if you go in there and you want to buy something, you could say, "Hey, I really like Cleverersauce," and the manager
Yeah.
could be like, "Who?" Beautiful. Thank you very much, dude.
Bye.
No worries.
All right, see you, mate.
Thanks, mate.
All right, so just to recap, of course, we had Cleverersauce holding his family in house together.
Cleverersauce.
Cleverersauce?
There's a Cleverersauce
Cleverersauce
out
is
there.
his brother.
somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Cleverer. Smashed it. As we saw there, let's go back one and double check. Oh, God. We've got Nathan escaping the Windows error with the Palmer
Beautiful.
turning into coins. And who could forget, of course. It's weird when you come back to it, isn't it?
Yeah,
You're like,
that was a quick sketch, wasn't it?
What is that?
That looked good though.
Also, I love the fact that this person who was
This is a fucking fever dream.
Totally.
This is like an acid trip.
and
in a drawing.
FezMan was not here for the creation of this, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like,
It's like
what?
we made the thing.
This is like trying to describe a dream to someone, and you're like, and then I was a lemon, and I had a kebab, and I was riding a horse, but like I was being juiced into a jug.
But also the horse was a donkey.
And also the fact that this is another one we can chalk up as their nightmare or fear is the epitome of their logo. So
Yeah.
very happy.
Yeah.
Fez on for some reason.
I love it. Fantastic work. Good work, everybody. It was a triumph.
Oh, we are done for the evening then. I have not plugged it at all tonight, really properly. But please, if you enjoy literally, which camera am I looking at?
If
you enjoy anything that we do, then go to the Patreon and subscribe because we can't afford to feed Gus anymore.
Pete, give him a single. Listen here, you lovely, lovely, delightful people. We love all of you, regardless if you're a patron or
Wrong
not.
camera, mate.
Fuck, I did it. I'm used to looking at that one.
Yes.
Okay, Pete, give him a 3-shot. Listen here, you piece of shit. Don't steal my bit. Head to patreon.com/backpocket to become a part of the community. You get, at the certain levels, you get logos, you get commercials like we saw tonight. Yep. I'm excited to finish those off so that maybe we can reopen that and get some more done because writing these is actually very fun. And like that one I wrote at 1 a.m. in the morning and was just like, who should they be suing? God.
I love that, like, within the office, everyone has something that they do, and then when they're proud of it, they're sort of like, hey, guys, come and look at this. It's often, I want to show an edit or something, or Pete's, like, found a new way to rig something together. Nick's is, when he writes something, he's like, can I read something to you guys? It's not because he wants our opinion on it. No. It's because he just wants you can hear
the applause.
The smile. Like, how witty is this? To his credit, most of the time, it usually is.
The one that in particular is the Avexia one.
I did a read for that today.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good. Did you like it?
Yeah, I did. I loved it.
And in fact, it's less about hearing it and it's very enjoyable to say. I think that as you read out the script, it is a fun thing to come out of the mouth. But yeah, even if you don't want to go that high a tier to like $50, $100, $250, $5 will get you access to the Discord.
Happen in place.
And $10 will get you access to the
Rona's hanging out in those channels.
If you
by
need someone to
himself
go
and
in, if you want to go and sit in an empty chat room, go and sit on hold.
No, the Discord voice channels are cracking usually most nights playing Fall Guys, lately Among Us. It's a cool hangout, fun time.
And also in the Discord, we've got some very cool custom emotes that are also coming to Twitch. So subscribe on Twitch as well to get those emotes that we saw some of them on Wednesday.
They're up today, yeah.
They're up
when they
today
went live today on the Discord, yeah.
Oh,
the feet, the damn hand, beautiful
Dust
Scotty
bunny
with all
again.
the love hearts. Yep. And then Rage Baby.
No Killer Cobb, none of those.
And they were all thanks to Dusk Bunny, who did a phenomenal job on those. So we are excited to see more. We're happy to take art submissions from all you guys as emojis if you want. We're not putting the responsibility on you, but if you make them,
because we will make more official ones. And,
yes, we're still waiting, I think, on Twitch to get a few more spots that we can put more on Twitch, but we can put as many as we want on Discord.
We can.
Yeah, all right.
Just
that's my
you're a
next
very
job.
busy man. Yeah,
I am. But also, what have we got coming up this week?
yes. So
That schedule, of course.
yeah, we'll have the schedule, but we've got the news on Monday. We've got the playback of Paradise Killer on Tuesday. We've got more news on Wednesday. We've got the show on Thursday. Plus, I want to stream Paradise Killer at some point next week.
Yeah.
Because it's so, for those of you who know the stream, who do the Zero Time Dilemma, this is our game. This is our game.
It's fucking atrocious. Is
Yeah.
what you're saying. So you'll love
so
it.
good.
You'll love it.
Pete and I actively just sighed with contempt behind the backplay of that, only because we weren't having the same
Yes, it
level.
was a very enjoyable shoot, and
Yeah.
I'm sure you know exactly how this feels. But it's a crazy one. There's something.
We will be dropping maybe another bit of content next week as well.
Oh, okay, right. Yes.
There might be another special piece of content dropping next.
There will be.
There will be.
There will be.
There's no
yeah.
reason to say might. Yeah.
Okay, next week.
Yeah.
And then I feel like there's also something else that we can talk about.
This is the general vibe in the office most of the time. It's that is this everything? It's usually not.
we still need to do the fucking Last of Us discussion.
Yeah.
I know. People have been asking about it in the last
I keep seeing it.
channel. So
I think the only way we can do this is if we film it during the day. This has to happen.
yeah.
We just have to set some time aside in the day because
Yeah.
That's
and do
where
it,
we
do it
keep
from
running-
home, like the news report.
Yeah.
I really want to do it.
I do
And
too.
other people really want to do it, and you will leave the show if we don't do it.
I will just walk out the door.
Yeah. So we'll do that as well. Miss Molly Makes, you should come on the show. Is Miss Molly Makes here? She's here because we read her. We love your cooking show. We were actually, when we rated you, I did say we should get her on the show because I love to watch
Her show.
Yeah, nice. That'd be awesome.
It's one of the most interesting
Superstar.
setups I've seen on a Twitch stream in a long time. Like, incredible skilled chef and also, like, incredibly skilled streamer who's managed to put what we think are stream decks, like, in a pantry and ways to change camera
Yeah.
angles.
Yeah.
I think someone with their producing as well, but, like, top-notch production values. And if you're looking to learn how to cook video game food,
cooking recipes from games and stuff. But also, like, I feel like making video game food and thing was like a fad, and it was like people are doing it, and everyone's like, "Look at me doing a cooking
I made
stream
the
and stuff
cake
like
from
that."
Portal.
And nothing against you as well. You do a cooking stream and make a mean food that I get to eat.
Well said,
But Miss Molly makes is like making like a Gordon Ramsay style show. Like it is
Right.
like on fucking point.
Yeah.
Like she gets information across, she has fun, and she makes really cool stuff. It feels like a really well put together show.
Now, also,
nice.
I would like to say that Miss Melly Makes also did not pay $250 to have a sponsored segment, so we should just calm
Yeah,
down.
okay, yeah. She sucks.
Take it
She
back.
sucks.
For,
Take it
even
back.
though she's lovely, it's
Never
just
watch.
like, come on,
Ugh.
it's ridiculous.
I wouldn't watch it.
So thank you very much, everyone, for watching and hanging out. It has been a pleasure. For those of you who are subscribers at the $10 tier or more on Patreon, stick around for the post show because Gus has a story.
I do have a story. Another sordid, pet-related story that involves nudity in neighbors.
And I have a story as well. And me, Nick, am wondering whether or not I should tell this one. So we'll make up the decision as we're off air. Thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye!